What is going on? People have lost their damn minds and they have none of the right information. Everybody want to call Canelo a duck. Everybody want to make assumptions out of their ass. Eddie Reynoso has already told you morons exactly what he planned to do. It's not my fault you do not listen to Eddie Reynoso. So anybody believing that Canelo's ducking anybody, the first thing you need to do is turn the light switch off, jump up and down, and slap yourself for being stupid because this makes no sense. But look, I'm not gonna just talk about it. I'm gonna be about it. So I've already seen a few things in the comment section that's funny. So we have Danny Lopez. Danny Lopez says Canelo's ducking. I'm glad you say that, Danny. I'm glad you said that. Go ahead, just drop the link. Go ahead. So everybody in the chat, turn your attention to Danny Lopez. Go ahead and click the link and go ahead and tell me how he's ducking. I would love to hear it. Tell me who he's ducking and how he's ducking. Go ahead and click the link. I would love to hear it. All I want to do is hear people talk. Come on. Come on. Let's go ahead and do it. What's up, Adolfo? What's good with you, my brother from another mother?
I'm glad. I'm good, brother. Thanks for having me on, IBFP.
Always, my brother, always. And I'm looking for Danny. Where's Danny? Danny, you talk all that. I don't understand. Salute to Sam Shaw. Salute to Sam Shaw, boxing monster, Dwayne Styles. Look, let me ask you this, Adolfo. What do you think about what's going on and everybody saying that Canelo Alvarez is ducking? What's your thoughts on all this first?
That is absolute bullshit. How could he duck a guy's coming up 2-3 weight classes in Bud Crawford, man? Why? It's not a duck at all, man. You know, I mean, there are levels. There are weight classes for a fucking reason. You know, I don't want to hear that narrative about that shit. You know, I agree with you, IBFP.
And you know, people don't even want to give time for everything to come out. They just want to say, oh, he's ducking because I'm not getting what I want right now. That means he's ducking. He's a coochie. He's a coward. He's ducking. He got to be ducking. And look, I sent him the link. The guy still ain't clicked the link. The guy has disappeared out the chat. That's a straight coochie. Edgar Moreno, go ahead and jump on, my brother. We need my brother Edgar Moreno in here. Now, a lot of people want to know what's going on with the fight. So a lot of people don't know what's going on. So I'm happy to explain it before I let everybody on. Cosmic Simp Ranger 123 says, Nuke, hear me out. Canelo cancels Crawford fight for Jake Paul to get more money than he's going to give us Benavidez in September. Now, I hear your theory, but the problem with that, and I don't know if you know this as well, Adolfo, Eddie Reynoso has already said that they were looking at Jake Paul in May, Crawford in September. Crawford fight being canceled has nothing to do with Jake Paul. I'm just telling you that. It has nothing to do with Jake Paul, but a lot of people are attaching it to that. Now, the only thing I will tell you is Canelo might take anybody in September. Crawford might still happen, maybe not. But people are saying that it's ducking. Those two fights are not attached. That came from Eddie Reynoso himself. So I just want to say that. Just to clear up that. What's up, Edgar Moreno? What's good with you, my brother?
What's up? What's up, Nuke? Salute to the panel, or I mean, the guy that's in here with us right now. What up, boys? What up?
What's up? What's up? And I'm letting everybody in. So everybody backstage, I'm going to let you on. Just give me 1 second. I want to get this one in with my brother Edgar real quick. Now, Edgar says, is the Jake Paul fight confirmed? That's a very good question. Canelo Alvarez has not confirmed the fight. The only confirmation that we have of this particular fight, the only confirmation is Cynthia Conte saying that she got sources that said the Jake Paul fight is on. The only other confirmation is Eddie Hearn saying that he got confirmation. But everybody just a day or two ago had confirmation the Bud fight was on. So I'm waiting until Canelo comes out and announce it. That's all I'm doing. But if this fight for Jake Paul does happen, that's in May. Crawford's in September, like Eddie Reynoso said. So the Crawford fight being canceled has nothing to do with anything with Jake Paul. I think people want to call him a duck. And secondly, you can't duck a guy that was a welterweight fighting at 54. Right. You can't duck him. Canelo cannot duck him. He fights at 68. And then people say he's cherry picking. He beat all the champions. He beat all the champions, clean out his division. It's literally impossible for him to duck anybody.
So Nuke, I mean, sorry to cut you off here, but I mean, I remember like a couple years ago, last year or some shit. You know, Canelo. I'm not on social media like I guess most people are, but I guess he came out and said, you know, nothing is set in stone, or don't believe anything until I confirm. And I
Facts.
don't believe that he has confirmed any one of these stories yet. So, like the Ring magazine saying that the Crawford fight is off. I mean that might not be set in stone as well. It might still be a possibility. I don't think that Canelo will stoop down to the level of Jake Paul until he maybe retires. So I mean, the only thing that I can kind of put together out of this whole thing is we did hear that Eddie Reynoso was at the Benavidez fight, right?
Correct. Correct. Yes.
So the only thing that I can possibly like kind of piece together or connect the dots is Canelo will, I think, will go for a skull in May to regain undisputed, and then if the Crawford fight is canceled for September, then at that point I think he fights Benavidez
No, look, I would
because
love for that.
why else would Eddie Reynoso be there?
Yeah, I agree. And I would love for that to happen. But my whole thing is a lot of people are saying that, oh, Canelo's ducking Crawford. Do you believe it's possible that Canelo can duck a guy that's not in his weight class?
No,
Impossible.
And I could
impossible.
understand if Canelo was calling for the fight, but he never asked for the fight. He
Right,
didn't even want the
right,
fight.
right.
They begged him for the fight. Now they got the nerve to turn around and say the man is ducking because the fight's not happening. And here's the thing, they don't even know why the fight's not happening. There's a report from ESPN Knockout say that it was Turkey Al-Sheikh that got pissed off that Canelo's planning a fight with Jake Paul and he don't want an event that big to overshadow Canelo Crawford, so he took the Canelo Crawford fight off the table. There's a report going out. It's unconfirmed, but it's a report from ESPN Knockout. So my whole thing is wait until the facts come out. Don't sit up here and talk shit about this man and slander this man, and let's not act like Terrence Crawford wasn't going for a cash grab against Canelo. That shit was an obvious cash. Am I lying?
No,
No.
no, you 100% right,
I know, I
IBFP.
know. Right. And then realistically, I mean, if the fight with Jake Paul was made, like realistically, how much money can that generate versus like a fight between Crawford and Canelo? Crawford's going to bring his whole fan base. So I mean, I'm assuming that fight would create. I'm not saying more money, but I would say a little more money than the Jake Paul fight. But
I
that's
don't
just
think
me.
so at all. I don't think so. Crawford's fan base is nothing compared to Jake Paul. Jake Paul, and I've been hearing that this fight would even be on Netflix as well. Jake Paul dwarfs everything Terrence Crawford's done in his career. So could you imagine you put a Canelo fan base with Jake Paul fan base? The whole world will watch that. Yeah, a lot of boxing fans will watch Canelo Crawford, but you're talking about people that don't even know anything about boxing is going to watch Canelo Paul. And then also, it would be great for Canelo to get this hype job out of the sport.
Yeah, but that's the other
But
thing. That's the other thing, Luke. Like I'm pretty sure at this point in the game, you know, there's got to be like a fine print in all those fighting in all those contracts that of all his fights. Like, listen, you know, you're a retired boxer, you're a retired MMA guy. You can't really fully swing at this guy. Like, you know, you got to go out there and put on a show, let this thing last for the entirety of the fucking 8 rounds, 6 rounds, whatever it was, and then you're gonna get your money back at the end of the locker room. I don't think Canelo would stoop that low for just. I mean, I don't believe so. I think like if he's signing a fight deal or a contract to fight this man, he's going in there with like intentions to end him.
no, I agree 100%. And I'm gonna get these comments. Then I got Carlos 1111 on the line. I'm gonna get to you. Antonio Garcia says first, Canelo's cherry picking Crawford. Now he's ducking Crawford. This shows you these fanboys change narratives like they change their underwear. That's all I'm saying. Danny Boy says rumors are circulating about the Fed involving SNAC. So that would be crazy if the SNAC
Yeah,
is there's
yeah,
something
that's
going on with that.
what
A
I
lot
heard.
of fighters gonna look
I heard
dirty.
that.
Hey, brothers, I
So
got
that
to
could
go
be
to
a
work.
possible reason why the fight's
I will
off.
see you guys later
All right, Carlos, man. Salute, brother.
for sure.
Later. That could be a reason why the fight's
Salute.
canceled. Because I mean, like if Canelo and Crawford were already kind of negotiating terms, and at one point Canelo was like, well, all right, well, we got to go into testing now. And if he popped dirty, it could be.
Yeah. Phantom E says if he fights Jake Paul, I'd be disappointed as a fan. I mean, and I think that you know what, man. The interesting
not
thing about
fighting
this
Jake
is I
Paul.
hear a lot of people say that I didn't want a Jake Paul fight, but I understand it. And this is what I mean. I understand it. Canelo's already built his legacy. What other fighter are you going to get for an easy 100 million? And you can put Jake Paul out of the sport. You can grow your brand.
Yep.
You can make history for an easy 100 million by beating a cruiserweight in Jake Paul. You can destroy this guy in this, make boxing better. And then, and because this would make all these YouTube assholes hesitant to get into boxing again after they see him get knocked the fuck out. Or should he just fight, William Skull, which he can fight again for the same fucking money? I'm just saying,
Bro, I don't
I
even think the
understand
Jake
why he's
Paul
doing it. I can
is
understand
even
if Canelo
signed.
Yeah, I
hadn't
do
fought any
understand
of the
too.
champions.
Is it even signed? The Jake
He
Paul
fought
thing?
all of the champions, beat all of the champions. People keep mentioning Benavidez. Benavidez is not in his weight class. He's about to fight Bivol Beterbiev. And if Canelo decides to fight it in September, great. Because there was a reason Eddie Reynoso, like my brother Edgar said, there's a reason why he was at the fight. So I think people need to calm down, pull their panties up, and
For
relax.
reals, for reals. You already
Yep.
got people saying he's
Exactly.
ducking
Yep.
blood. Bro, that shit wasn't even signed and shit. And the second thing of all too, man, it's like Jake Paul is not fighting Canelo, man. This is some shit that's like everybody's running with it. Like I
Yeah,
remember
yeah. I
everybody
also don't believe
running
so.
with Conor McGregor fighting Logan Paul, and people were like, "Yeah, Michael Chandler is probably punching air right now because he's not fighting Conor." Shit like that, man. Nah, none of this shit is. This shit's fake. This shit's. I could promise you that ain't no way in hell Canelo's fighting Jake Paul this year. No way.
And me, the only thing I'll say is anything's possible. I'm telling you, I've seen a lot of shit in boxing, and the fact that Terrence Crawford was signed up to fight Canelo Alvarez and all that looked to go, I don't know. I think anything's possible. If he fights Jake Paul, I understand it. Sam Shaw says Bud needs to fight Munguia or Belonga to get the Canelo fight. He's trying to cash out, but his fanboys are silent on that. And that's one thing we're talking about. Bud, so it's okay for Bud to try to cash out. It's okay for
I think
Bud not to
so.
want to
Yeah,
fight anybody.
yeah.
He's going to sit out for 7 months to wait on a payday. Is nobody going to have the nuts to say, hey, Bud, get in the ring, fight somebody?
Yep. My
Yeah,
opinion about the whole
I think he
situation.
deserves it, bro. He's a two-time division champion. He looked like he could. Now he's moving the needle a little bit wherever he want. He could do it. It's like Canelo, man. If Canelo fight Jake Paul, shit, that's money in the bank real quick right there. He's only gonna take what, couple of steps, couple of swings, and the fight is finished.
Absolutely, man. And look, I'm gonna tell you, a lot of these guys are just emotional. They're going off emotion. They don't even know why the Crawford fight's not happening, but they want to be mad. They hear Jake Paul's on the line.
Bro.
They want to be mad. They like you got to relax. This man has
bro,
already
that's
made his
crazy.
legacy.
Yep.
That's it. It's. I could understand if there was champions
Right.
left. I could understand if he's never unified. I could understand all that. But you talking about you would want this man, and it would make more sense for Crawford if Canelo is fighting Jake Paul. If that does happen, wouldn't it make sense for Crawford to say, okay, let me go get that belt from William Skull, and then we meet in September and we unify?
Yup.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Why is
Yep.
nobody calling for that? It seemed like the whole boxing world, all they looking at is Canelo. That's all they care about. They don't want to talk about nobody else. They don't want to look at nobody else. They only focus on this one fucking man. It don't make sense.
I got a
And then
theory.
Yeah, my whole opinion about this situation is that I never like put my hopes or dreams into this Crawford Canelo fight. I feel like people was delusional because from September to right now we're at February. We have a whole bunch of months apart, so anything could have happened. And also the Crawford fans, it seems like they're starving, or that team seems like they're starving for a payday. Because at the end of the day, what has Crawford done at 154? Did he give a chance to Virgil Ortiz? Did he give opportunity for any other
Boots,
fighter in
the
that?
boots.
Bro, Boots. Right now, Canelo has cleaned out the 168 division in 11 months, defended his undisputed title 4 times, something that Crawford has not done. He never defended his 147 undisputed title. And it's like people forget how much work that Canelo has done. And it's like you want to tell the dude, you want to force him to do stuff that you have no obligation to do so.
That's it. And Gail says, bro, I don't know if they'll let him knock out Jake Paul. I think if Canelo does take that fight, he's knocking out Jake Paul. My brother Caesar says this was a cash grab by a 37-year-old Crawford before hanging up the gloves. And I believe he cashed himself out of the fight. And look, I'm going to tell you, there's reports talking about Turkey Al-Sheikh pulled this fight. and that had nothing to do with Canelo. And then another thing is that shit doesn't make any sense. It
I
makes
don't
no
know. I heard
sense.
Canelo walked out. That's what I heard. I heard he didn't show up for something and walked out. But that's what Rick Glacier said.
No, I don't. Look, first, let me kind of clear the air on Rick Glacier. Rick Glacier swings from Terrence Crawford's nuts, so you
Yeah,
can't use him as a man that's a credible or reputable source. Rick Glacier is not a credible or reputable source. He is not. Rick Glacier is a Canelo Alvarez hater. He always, if you go and look at all his posts, oh, Terrence Crawford's gonna beat Canelo. This is this. I thought actual journalists do not get into who wins and loses fights.
They
Then he
shouldn't.
says, then we have no information about why the fight didn't happen last night. And he's talking about, well, I bet it was Canelo's fault. So you think it's Canelo's fault with no fucking proof? And so then today there's another article by ESPN Knockout where ESPN Knockout is saying Turkey Al-Sheikh pulled the fight. How,
interesting.
Hey,
and that's
Nuke,
what
my
I'm
bad,
saying.
my bad. Who's
Nothing's
gonna?
confirmed yet. Yeah.
No, someone
Talk
was
to,
gonna talk actually before me. I didn't know who it was.
okay.
But I'll go if anything. Like so, like I don't know. I mean, you can literally go back, Nuke, to like I don't know how long ago, maybe last year when we did a live, or a year and a half ago, where we were doing a live and we were discussing like I guess why. Because when Crawfish was on Top Rank, he was ESPN's poster child. He was the pound for pound king. They all had him as number one. Number one. As soon as he signs with Turkey or he's on Turkey's side, all of a sudden they don't put him out on ESPN anymore. Now because fucking Benavidez is on that side, now they want to put him on the pound for pound list. Now he's the guy that they're trying to push. But what I was trying to say is when we talked about the possibility of this fight like a year ago or some shit, if you go back, I can almost quote myself word for word. I said, I don't care if he fights Crawfish. I'm like, I'm okay with it if the money is right for him to take it. You know, like if they offer him enough money for him to beat the shit out of him, and then all his fanboys can go out and cry or whatever, and understand that there is weight divisions for a reason.
Absolutely. And my whole thing is I was never a fan of the Crawford fight because I knew it was a cash grab. But since everybody insisted this was the fight, I was like, all right, well, if this is the fight, then give him the credit for it. But I was like, shouldn't Crawford be trying to unify where he is? And
Yes.
Canelo, and then and that's another thing I didn't like about Turkey. Turkey talks all this shit about being good for boxing. If you're willing to pay Canelo 150 million for Crawford, why wouldn't you just get him to pay for the Benavidez fight if that's what you want? Because he said, hey, we can do that too. I
Yes.
guess I'm not understanding
Benavidez
what's wrong with these guys.
Benavidez should have been first option over Crawford for that Canelo fight.
Of course, but come on now, man. Like, man, at the same time, would you even think Benavidez would take that fight? I wouldn't even
No,
think he'll take
Benavidez
it
would
now.
destroy him.
Hell
Nah,
no.
Benavidez would destroy him.
I
Even
don't think
even
so either.
Benavidez.
I think these guys,
No.
yeah, like I think these guys are like realizing like, all right, we're gonna come to the table. All right, well, it's gonna be a 85-15 split. Oh shit, I don't want that. Nah, fuck that. I can't do
Right,
that.
right now
And
the boxing. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that even Benavidez after the Morel fight in the press conference, he kind of made an excuse saying, "Oh, well, my fan base is in Las Vegas. I sold out the arena
Yeah,
and
bro,
blah blah
like
blah
sold
blah
out there.
blah."
Boy, you're not. He's trying to act like he's a star, bro. He is not a star, bro. He is not a twinkle in the sky, motherfucker. He needs another fucking. He needs more belts, like real belts or something. Cause them fake belts he's
Exactly.
carrying around, talking like that.
His
Nah,
imprint
man,
belt.
we ain't buying that.
Now, hold on,
Exactly.
let me read this one from Caesar. My brother Caesar said we need Canelo versus Basic Videz at 175 so Canelo can knock out the fraud monster the fuck out if it happens in September. I think there is a reason why Eddie Reynoso was at that Benavidez fight.
Yes.
I mean, as long as I've known Eddie Reynoso and seen him and see how he works, he's a serious man. This guy doesn't take time out of his day to go watch just any fight. If he's somewhere, he's there for a fucking reason. I mean, would you agree with that, Edgar?
He could
Yeah,
have been
yeah. And I
scouting.
mean,
Oh my bad. He could have been scouting
yeah, I mean,
for Ryan Garcia and Pitbull. You never
yeah,
know.
yeah. I mean,
There's no
that's what I
need
was
to
about to
scout.
say.
There's no need to
Nah,
scout
he was
Yeah,
Pitbull
watching
for
that
Ryan
Benavidez
Garcia.
fight,
That's
bro.
that's not even that
yeah. Like
serious.
I was
I
about to
was
say
that
that. I'm
guy.
like, even with the other fighters in his camp, there's no other legitimate reason for him to be in there.
Yeah,
I
man. I
see.
mean,
Yeah, yeah,
Yo, IBF. What's going on,
talk to
brother?
me.
Hey, what's going on, guys? What's going? Hey, real quick, man. IBFP, you know me, bro.
Yo.
I message in the comment section, man. Much love to you. And I've said it many times that Crawford versus Canelo was a bullshit ass fight. I said it many times, over and over again. That's a bullshit ass fight, man. And lo and behold, Canelo, put his 2 cents together or whatever, however it went out. But he knows that he has to go for greatness. He's there for legacy, And I knew that bullshit ass fight wasn't going to happen, man. I already knew it. You can see the comments that I did in the past. I said, this is the stupidest fight they could ever make, And I know that it wasn't going to happen. And lo and behold, Canelo, put his 2 cents, man. I'm really happy for him. I'm proud that he's doing good things for the sport of boxing, man. And that Raheem, I don't know if you know who that Raheem guy is, dude.
Who's the Raheem guy?
Radio Raheem.
He's like
Yeah,
Radio
I know
Raheem.
Radio Raheem. Yeah, I know Radio Raheem.
Talking shit all this time, talking about Canelo, ducking now Crawford and all this bullshit. And I even comment on the message. I'm like, hey man, you're a freaking bias ass motherfucker, dude. Because for you to think that Canelo's scared of this motherfucker, that's stupid, What Crawford needs to do, man, is go and fight Janabek. What about that? Him fighting Janabek. Go to what is it? 160 instead of going to 168.
I would love that. I would love that. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. I'm gonna answer your thought. Hit Kid. If you seeing this, man, I need you to click the link, Hit, and you're more than welcome. The one thing I'm gonna tell you is this: as far as Terrence Crawford, he should go up and try to fight Janabek at 160. That actually would help him make his legacy. And not only that, if he didn't want to fight Janabek, go fight Skull. Show you're serious about fighting Canelo at 168. Beat a 168-pound fighter. Then you're right there knocking on the door. But my whole thing is we don't have any information about anything, and people like to bitch and run off at the mouth. People act like Terrence Crawford, Canelo wasn't a cash grab too. Like, and I'm gonna tell you one thing about Radio Raheem. Radio Raheem had found me on social media probably about a year and a half ago, and he started following me. And I guess he started listening to everything I was saying. And then he stopped following me and all of this shit. And I thought it was really funny because my whole thing is he's a meat rider. First off, you're just rooting for anybody to beat Canelo. You're in your feelings. That's what I'm saying. True journalists should not be in their feelings. True journalists should only care about the sport of boxing.
That's what it's all about. It's about boxing, Yeah, like
Crawfish.
Oh, go ahead.
Now let me.
But like Crawfish is. I mean, sorry.
No, you're good. Continue.
Like Crawfish could. I mean, he can legitimately maybe like take a belt up at 154. He could, like someone said, fight Janabek at 160. He could probably win those fights. I'm not saying he will, but he could probably win a belt in either one of those weight classes. But he's not trying to do that because of his age. He's just trying to put all his eggs in one basket and cash it out with that Canelo fight.
But that's not fair. So my whole thing is you can't say, oh, because of his age. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the general public and all. They feel like he's this beast, unstoppable monster. Well, then you can't pick and choose every fucking move he makes because if he don't get the Canelo fight, you got to fight somebody.
Agreed.
And like Clavo said, nothing is confirmed. A lot of speculation. You're 100% right. Eduardo Tamayo, go ahead and hit the link, man, because I would love to talk to you, man, because he seems to keep putting this serious question. If Canelo confirms Jake Paul, will you keep the same energy and call him a coochie? I would love to answer this question, but I want to answer it to your face. I want you to click the link, come on here, and let me answer this question to you directly. Don't hide behind the comment chat. Yes. Talk to me, my brother.
Hi, VFP. So, I felt like this fight wasn't going to happen because it said that it was in Allegiant Stadium. And let me tell you something. So, Allegiant Stadium is obviously the Raiders Stadium. So, and I've been to that stadium many times. And that stadium is not built for a boxing event.
Do you think it's built for a UFC event at all? Because I know UFC have thought about,
WWE.
Not really, because it's an NFL stadium. So you'd have to move a bunch of stands, or you'd have to restructure the whole thing, or you'd have to put you wouldn't build a whole stadium. You'd have to just push it to the side.
I know WWE are doing Mania though this year.
Hold on, but what about the Cowboys Stadium? Because they've had huge fights on the Cowboys Stadium.
Well, because it has the thing on the top, like the screen on the top.
The big screen, the jumbotron.
Yeah, it has that. The Raiders Stadium does not have that.
And Hit Kid, what did you think about this whole messy situation? How everybody's jumping to conclusions and the world is about to melt down. What's your take on all this shit, Hit?
So let me go through the points. Crawford, Canelo, I'm actually happy it's not happening. I'm not even going to fret. I'd never liked the fight. You've seen me on these lives. I've said I've never liked the fight. Felt it was a cash grab for Crawford, trying to retire. And I feel like it doesn't really benefit Canelo with anything. Let me be clear. I don't like the Canelo Jake Paul fight. I can see the business side of it. Would I watch it to see Canelo pulverize that fucking prick? Absolutely. I'll just be honest to you all, okay?
I
agree.
I'm keeping the same. I don't like the fight, but I would watch it to see Canelo pulverize that prick. And I'm being dead. I'm being dead up front with you right now. Here's where I think what I'm thinking might happen, though, and I think there's a sneak on this. Would be very interesting if Canelo is ringside at Bivol versus Beterbiev in 2 weeks.
No, that would be huge.
That'll be huge. There's a lot of options. People forget there's a lot of options going on right now in boxing.
Because I think it should be the skull fight in there, but if Canelo is ringside at Bivol Beterbiev, he might fight Skull in May, okay? To get the
Undisputed against undisputed.
And then he'll be undisputed against undisputed in September, which, by the way, I know people ain't going to like that with David. The David fans are going to be up in arms. If Canelo says, I want a chance to win undisputed, versus undisputed, it's to tell David Benavidez this Canelo gets first shot.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the rules with the mandatory. That's the rules with the boards. If the champion below WBO, for example, when Crawford did it, okay? If the champion below them gives the notice they are going up in weight, they are allowed to, get these shot first.
Yeah, the WBO allows that. You can face the champion from a upper weight class.
And Canelo holds the WBO belt.
Well,
he's a super champion.
Kid, remember when we have the fucking Benavidez fanboys out here? We ask them about the mandatory.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ashley and
like if Canelo was to do that, if Canelo was to go get the skull belt in fucking May, then watches the fight or then pulls the trigger, or he says, all right, let's go undisputed against undisputed. He's technically going up in weight, so he becomes the number one mandatory because he holds all the belts. He'd become the number one mandatory in all the fucking federations or commissions. So that is basically pulling a mandatory.
And that would be, and by the way, I could see Canelo doing this because that would be a fuck you to David Benavidez.
Well, I would say
exactly. I was going to ask you guys, don't you guys agree that he went straight to Turkey, not to negotiate, but for him to, freaking kiss his ass? Not for Canelo to kiss his ass, but for Turkey to kiss his ass, and then Canelo just pulled the plug. You know what I mean? No, he went to go talk to Turkey and then try to negotiate with them, but he knew that it wasn't gonna fall through. He's like, fuck this guy. I'm not gonna go fight Crawford at Canelo.
Here's the thing, and I do gotta say this, dude. Since 147, Crawford's been a bit of a diva, and what I got the hint of is that because he said he wasn't gonna fight anybody until Canelo in September. So for some reason, for some reason I thought maybe he got into his training camp already. He started sparring with 168-pound fighters, and he was like, "Shit, I've given up weight. I've given up, I have height and I have a little bit of more reach, but this is not a weight that I'm comfortable in." And I'm pretty sure at the negotiation, if it's like that, he said, I want to catch weight or I want to read the hydration clause, and Canelo was like, no, I'm not doing that shit.
Which is right on Canelo to do that.
And I want to say,
I think what's happened here is I agree with that. Crawford's realized this is too big for me. Okay, we'll get all the details. I made mention of what happens. The thing is, Canelo's next fight will probably be with a PBC. It's either William Scurll or it's Jake Paul.
Oh no, it's going to be a PBC.
It will be.
No, that's the thing. It's because that's the only thing keeping PBC afloat. A Canelo event, by the way.
I thought Canelo was leaving PBC.
No, no matter what, his fight in May, no matter what,
what could be the curveball, and I will say this: if Bivol beats Beterbiev, they run the trilogy. We're close to Canelo and David more than you think.
Yeah, I want to say this real quick.
I think they could do Canelo David at 175 in September.
I want to say this real quick. Is that what I believe Canelo is interested in is legacy fights. And the biggest legacy fight to be made is that he will be if he's able to pull this off to be undisputed at 168 at 175 simultaneous at the same time. So
Right.
having 8 belts at the same time will be something that has never been seen before. That will cement him as one of the greats, and that's a fight that
That put him
possibly
back to
could
pound for
happen.
pound #1.
And
That put
and
him back to pound.
Like I said,
and there's hold on.
and I
There's two
and
things. There's two things I want to say. The first thing, let me get this comment done. Antonio Garcia said the Blouse is a keyboard warrior. He never keeps the same energy while on the live. So you already know Eduardo's not going to step on here and say shit. I've been dropping the link. He won't click it. He obviously has nothing to say.
A little
But
bit. Dude.
but one thing I will say is this. Canelo doesn't fight one time a year. I could understand if it was like Terrence Crawford or somebody who only fights once a year and he's one and done. Canelo fights 2 times a year. That's what I'm saying. He fights twice. There's going to be another fight in September. We don't yet know what that is. So how can you shame him for this fight when he already created the legacy, wiped out his division?
Yeah.
Who would turn down a free $100 million? I don't understand who would do that when you've already wiped out your division. People say, oh, he's doing what Floyd do. Did Floyd never win undisputed? Floyd never fought in weight classes where he had disadvantages. Floyd always had a reach advantage. See, people like to rewrite history, but I'm giving you the facts. And a lot of people don't like those facts, or they want to ignore them. But those are the facts. Canelo's been undersized against every fucking body. And if Canelo ends up fighting Benavidez, Bivol, or Beterbiev, or some shit like that, later in the year, everybody's going to be eating their words. People try to hype up. They call Terrence Crawford a cherry pick. Then they say Terrence Crawford's going to knock out Canelo.
They call Bivol
Then
a
they
cherry
say
pick.
Canelo's going to get. Then
you're
Canelo's
above.
ducking Crawford. Literally everything he does, somebody's under his nuts hating.
Yeah.
And
Hey, I was gonna.
and
Go.
let me just say
and,
this.
and, and to be
Let's take this narrative out. Canelo doesn't need the money. He's not fighting for money. If you've seen in various interviews, he says, dude, I make $3 million off of my businesses every 3 months. He doesn't need the money. So if he did, he would have been like, heck yeah, let's go take that Crawford fight. He wasn't interested before. The only reason why he was somewhat interested was because they were going to give him $100 million paycheck. But if he's not going to make anywhere near that, he's going to be like, what the fuck for? I don't need any of that shit. So
exactly. If you're going to pay him something crazy, that most fighters, you got to think about it. The average fighter don't even make half of $100 million in their whole fucking career. Think about that. He has an opportunity to do historic shit and big up boxing. Why would you ignore that? I'm sorry, because I guarantee you, if Terrence Crawford was offered the same thing, there's no fucking way he'd turn it down.
Hey, real quick, I want to stray a little bit to the conversation, and I was tuning in on YouTube to try to find out what's going on with the no fight on the day, right? Crawford and Canelo, and I hate this guy Fanon. This guy's a freaking idiot, right? You guys know about him, right? So, but I checked out one. It was interesting that he posted something. He said that I guess Crawford's promotion, I don't know if it's promotion or training or whatever it is, SNAC is under investigation. Supposedly, that's what he put it out, but I don't know if it's true. But I don't know if you guys saw that. It happened today.
But the only thing I don't like about that is Fanon, and he's a notorious habitual liar. And so it's like, I don't know if I can trust him. And so taking his information, but Victor Conte, he has been involved in a lot of shady shit before. So would it surprise me? No. But if they are being investigated, and if it is something shady, then everybody's going to wonder is Crawford only fighting once a year because he's on the juice and he's cycling off by the time he gets to his next fight. That's why he's only fighting once a year. I mean, because who takes 7 months off between a fight between him and Canelo? Like, he wants 7-month gap before him and Canelo fight. No tune-up, no warm-up, no nothing. He just want to go right into it. That's just an odd thing to do. But people are going to ask those questions. They're going to say, was he on the juice for any of these fights?
Exactly. Are his fights legitimate?
You know what I mean?
Soon. He is so inactive throughout his career.
Hey, and Nuke, just to point back, I think Raider said it about Canelo going undisputed against undisputed. If I'm not mistaken, was it Raider?
What was that question? I missed it. What
it was
is
somebody
Raider?
else.
All right.
What was the question?
Like 30 seconds.
Could be undisputed against.
Hold on, what was the question?
Well, I mean, I was just trying to say. I said that last year. I said that shit last year on one of the lives. I said I believe Canelo's going to go, reach gain undisputed at 168 and then try to hunt down undisputed at 175. And that makes a lot of sense because
I
if he
love that.
accomplishes that, okay, so I'm just going back on what you said. I said that last year. I said I believe that, like I said, we all said he wants legacy fights. He wants fights that are going to be cement him in stone in the Hall of Fame. So basically, I think that's what he's looking for. And if he accomplishes that, then after that fight, if he gets undisputed at 175, then he can fucking fight whoever the fuck they want. He can fight Jake Paul at all of them at one night and make $100 million. He could fight fucking Tekashi 6ix9ine. I don't give a shit at that point.
Bro, that's 8 belts at the same time if he pulls it off. That's crazy.
Well, hold on. Here's a big hypocrite situation.
Oh yeah.
You remember when Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford were about to fight, and Terrence Crawford fought David Avenetian for $10 million, and everybody said, "Oh, that's a great fight," because
no, it wasn't.
Right.
And I thought that was bullshit. But the funny thing, because you took that fight in the middle of negotiation, and everybody gave him a fucking pass. Now, me and Hit kept the same energy, but my whole thing is, come on, bro. Like, so you gonna criticize a guy for $100 million, and this ain't like Terrence Crawford. Canelo's already cleaned out his division.
Dogs.
So we got
and then even so, Luke, like, yo, last live with the Benavidez fanboys, we're like, oh yeah, let him get the bag, let him go get the bag. They're all claiming for a fucking payday with Canelo. So when they want to go get a payday, or their guy wants to go just get a payday, it's okay. But if Canelo wants to go get a payday, now it's not okay.
Just like Hick right now is gonna go get laid right now.
Yeah, I think you don't know why Crawford. I followed his career from 135 to 140. Those were his best fights. Outside of that, 147, he was around when Keith Thurman was around. Didn't fight him. Didn't fight Manny Pacquiao, but I think it was more Pacquiao's fault. He didn't fight anyone worth a note. I don't. And maybe the Turk said, you know what? If Canelo does decide to fight Jake Paul, no one's going to be able to buy the Crawford, and because Crawford already, what is it? He promoted his last fight and he ended up losing big money. I mean,
he lost over $10 million on a promotion. They gave away free tickets and everything. So
yeah,
shit. I got a question for the panel.
Yeah.
I got a question for the panel. What is going to be your reaction in February 22nd if Virgil Ortiz stops Madrimov?
Man,
Bud Crawford versus Ortiz.
Man, how would the look of Crawford and Canelo fight falling apart and seeing that someone else did a better job of your last opponent? Like, that would ruin the plans, in my opinion.
Well, every Terrence Crawford fan has already said Madrimov is going to stop Virgil Ortiz, that Virgil Ortiz is trash and he sucks. And so that's why I'm really waiting to see what happened with that, because I really would love to see how that fight works out. But it doesn't matter who wins to me. But at the end of the day, I'll look at it like this. I know Virgil Ortiz is not trash, but what they will say is the moment something changes or happens, if he wins, they'll say, well, Virgil Ortiz sucks. Or no, Virgil Ortiz was a great win for Madrimov, and it vindicates it. But you just said Virgil Ortiz was trash. So
you know what? That's exactly it. You know, when it comes to Crawford, that's what they were going to say. Just like Charlo's situation, they were going to say, "Oh, he just came up 2 weight divisions." We already talked about this. We reiterated it, but just kind of putting it out there, like, it just doesn't make sense. I don't know why the biased people over there just because they look like them. You know what I mean? The skin color, always out there talking about, "Oh, you know what? My boy is going to go beat your boy, and he's going to go for greatness, and it's a legacy fight." There's no legacy fight whatsoever with Bud Crawford versus Canelo. What would make sense is Ortiz versus Bud Crawford.
This is incredible from Mike Trades. First, Jaime says, Bud might end up fighting my local churro seller. I would not be surprised. Mike Trades says something interesting. He said, David Benavidez's dad was just saying they would love to fight Jake Paul on the Mill City podcast. So somebody go double check that. Now, the funny thing about that, though, is, and remember, everybody that Canelo fights, David would love to fight. Remember, they said Munguia's trash, Berlanga's trash, but David was trying to make those fights. I guess people forget that. And then,
are you trying to say that he's trying to get sloppy seconds?
He's trying to get sloppy seconds.
If he goes against that girl, he goes against that girl on Friday night, Benavidez is going to go hit her on Saturday too?
Benavidez, hold on. Canelo hit kid didn't hit her on Saturday. Benavidez will get her on Sunday.
A better fight would be Charlo versus Crawford at 154, either 160 or 154.
Hey, Charlo, the champion in recess for the WBA belt.
I think so.
Well, I mean, but that's a good way for Bud to do it. Think about it. If Bud can go in there and knock out Charlo and say, look, I did what you couldn't, wouldn't that send a message to Canelo? Or you go up to 68 and beat Skull, wouldn't that send a message? He don't care about sending a message. He want to sit out this entire time for some odd reason and just wait to collect a check. To me, I feel like that's weird.
Yeah.
I
No,
feel
yeah,
like,
it is.
Yes,
you know,
I agree.
someone on the panel actually said, I forgot who it was. I don't think it was no one here, but someone on the panel said that Crawford could beat Caleb Plant.
Yeah, all right.
We do not know
I'd
that.
like to see
stop.
that.
I do not know that. I can't
I don't
say
say
if that's
that.
true.
But
I'd
you
like
know
to
what?
see
I
it.
would love to see it. So I'll tell you what, make the fight, because I guarantee you Caleb Plant will take the fight. My
Oh, he
brother
would.
says, didn't know the world was ending after May. September will come, and so will another Canelo fight. As long as he gives us something good in September, I'm good also. Crazy how Bud had 2 years to become a pay-per-view star and didn't. And now this is the truest statement that I've ever read, and the reason why is, you remember when Canelo fought Dimitri Bivol, but right after the Bivol fight, he had fought the old Triple G. So he knew he was fighting an old Triple G, but before that, he took a young, prime, undefeated world champion in Bivol, a dangerous fight. His track record shows, hey, if I take this kind of fight, the next fight is going to be something interesting. So that's what I'm saying. He fights twice a year. There's no reason to get all pissed off about one fight, even though we don't even know yet what because Canelo hasn't come out and confirmed shit.
Right.
I mean, he could be fighting
Exactly.
Hit Kid's mama for all we know. We don't know.
Oh
Hey.
man. Oh man.
Hey, kid. Did you go to Maury's show? Did you find out if he's your daddy?
Fuck off.
Hey, all I gotta say is that Crawford got options at 154. We got a Bakram calling you out who destroyed Tim Tszyu. That's a good fight. That's a unification fight you can make, but
Hey, he's
I
got
don't know.
152.
Well, let's just look at it. Crawford right now is at 154. Fight Fundora. Fundora's without an opponent.
Yeah,
That's right there. Quick unification.
Quick unification.
Easy fight.
A fight he would be massively favored to win.
And hold on, and it's really no risk because Fundora doesn't have crazy power. We already seen his chin get tapped and he go to sleep. So really, it's just an easy work fight for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. If Crawford had balls, and the fight I would place him for is he fights Mutaselev, the guy who destroyed him through.
Bakram.
If he fought him,
That dude's a monster.
no, that fight I would give Crawford massive kudos for. I don't think anyone wants to fight that guy.
Well, he can go for Charlo for a comeback fight at 160. That'd be an interesting fight right there. And I mean, he could easily beat the big Charlo, which is 160, and because I always get him confused. But I mean, that could.
Which Charlo is it? Charlo is it back on this Tank Davis undercard? It is Jamal, isn't it?
I think it's.
I think the Jamal fight fell off.
Fucking hell, he'll look like a zombie.
The only way I'm going to give Crawford credit if he fights Janibek and if he wins, I'll definitely give him credit there because he only has one big fight in his record.
Great win for Crawford. Great.
Yeah, that would be.
If Crawford goes up to 68 and fights anybody, he gets credit. If he fights Janibek, he gets credit. Or if he fights Charlo at 54, he gets credit. Those are all fights that we would be intrigued.
We'd want to see we'd want to see him and Jamel because they hate each other.
But Crawford has to decide quickly if he wants to move up to 160 because we already got Carlos Adames versus Shiraz. We have rumors that Shane Mosley Jr. wants to fight Lara, and I think Janibek already got a fight coming up.
Oh, okay.
Dude, if Crawford wants to raise his stock, he does. I don't think he wants to fight anyone boring like Lara. And let's be honest, he's not the most appealing fighter out there.
Nope.
AS says, "Come on, Nuke. You know why they hate Canelo? It's because he's Mexican. I guarantee if he was black, they would wash his nuts nightly."
Oh my gosh.
I don't disagree with that. I mean, I've seen a lot of bias towards other fighters.
It's the way it is, man, with society, bro. It's unfortunate. You know, we shouldn't be thinking about skin color. We should be thinking about the talent, the the skill of the individual. You know, it's about individuality in boxing. It's not about a team, you know, and for them, people be thinking about that, man, is ridiculous, bro. And that's the sad thing about it. And good thing about your channel, IBFP, is you keep it real, unbiased. And that's the most important thing. You go to other channels and they're freaking biased. I wish you could demolish them, bro. Demolish freaking Bias Eagle, all those bastards, bro. Hey, I would pay, and I said it many times, and I know the whole the panel here and even the comment section, we would pay like a pay-per-view match for you to go up against Bias Eagle, bro.
Man,
or
I'm gonna tell
Fanon
you
or
this.
something,
I'm gonna
bro.
tell you this. Ego was he blocked me on Twitter and everything. I posted on my Twitter. I thought it was really funny, and I've been challenging him for a debate forever. But I told him, I say, don't ever let me run into your mama at the quick and save. I'm gonna fuck the shit out of her.
So I got a question. So and this
With or without nuke,
this just
with or
leads
without
to my
protection.
point. Did Triple G's retired? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Triple G.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
I heard he
retired.
was coming back, or he was thinking, how about Crawford versus Triple G? That's
No,
No.
I think Triple G's done. He looked
Triple
massively
G's
out of
done.
shape last
he
time I
was
seen him.
back,
I don't
bro.
think he's anywhere near.
But I heard the rumor that he was coming back for at least one more fight or some shit like that.
I'd be
Nah,
very
he's done.
surprised. Hold on, I got this guy.
Hey,
Joe B, what's up?
Yo, it's Joe Biscuit. So I got something to say now. Something that's been ignored by a lot of boxing fans is that boxing is a business. All right, and this is the thing about the whole Crawford Canelo fight, and it's the reason why Turkey wanted that Fury fight to be a trilogy. It's because boxing needs a money fight. Walk at any bar right now. When is the last time you seen it packed for any boxing fight?
The Canelo fight.
Yeah, exactly. Canelo fight. So you get, a somewhat well-known name with some backing to it, Crawford, get him to fight Canelo, make a lot of money, bring a lot of casual audiences into boxing. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, every UFC event I've ever seen, I've seen that fucking bar packed, waiting in line to get seated. Last time I only ever saw a bar like that, even during like the Fury fight, there was nobody there. Everybody was like, "Oh, nothing's really going on today." And that's the reason a lot of people kind of ignore this and don't want to admit that there's really no big names for them to fight outside of each other.
The only thing I agree with you on that, brother, but I disagree because Canelo, he stated that he's in it for legacy, and we all know that that's his plan. And if he's out there looking for his pockets, that's contradictory to where he stands. No?
Yeah, and then that's kind of a little contradictory, but at the same time, I think even Canelo understands that, like, if he wants the sport to grow, he has no choice but to take a money fight here and there.
I understand about the money, but like, what benefit does he get? And that's what he's trying to look for. Like a lot of people said, he wants to go for undisputed or maybe even go up a weight, right? That's his main goal. Yeah. But if he goes fights Crawford, he already got criticism for Charlo.
Yeah, he did.
Right? Yeah, so what's the big if he fights Crawford? Yeah, he's gonna get a little bit of money here. He's gonna get a lot of money for sure. But what benefit is his legacy? Everybody's gonna clown on him, just like they clown on him with Charlo. It's like it's gonna be even worse, and that's the thing that sucks. Like if Crawford was is a natural one. Go ahead.
That's what happens when you're the face of boxing. You get criticized no matter what. It's just the way it was.
You agree with me though, right, man? That's like that's a waste of time.
I agree with you. And it's not something that should happen, but it's going to happen. Go look at like the Rocky Marciano days. Everybody was saying he was ducking guys. Go look at Ali. Everybody was saying he was ducking guys. Go look at Floyd, Leonard. All these faces of boxing. You constantly had them talking about, they were ducking Pryor, they were ducking Nico, they were ducking this guy, they were ducking that guy. And Crawford's in that same, not Crawford, but Canelo's in that same position where, like, man, no matter what I do, I will get criticized. So I might as well just take something that makes me a little bit of legacy. Unfortunately, it might be the Crawford fight, unless, Benavidez gets his title shot to light heavyweight, he loses, and then he gets, he's up there next in line. That's the only thing I could really see that fight for him. I see the winner of whoever Beterbiev versus Bivol versus David is.
Right. The only thing, like, it's criminal for them not to make the David Benavidez and Canelo fight. It's so criminal right now. Like, for them to go this route. I mean, like in the beginning when they announced, supposedly, the news came out saying Crawford and Canelo. Yeah. I said, this is wasted time. I thought to myself, man, this time I'm a Canelo fan, bro. This time Canelo's a duck. I got to that point, bro. I'm a Canelo fan all the way, but I was so distraught about this news, man. I'm like, this is freaking ridiculous. I'm going to see it again.
No, when I heard it was out, I was like, man, this is not a good fight. We already saw what happened to Crawford. He struggled against a guy that Austin Trout would have pretty easily. Let's be honest here, Austin Trout would have fuck out of Madrimov. If he was
Exactly.
in this era, fine. But it unfortunately was the only fight that reasonably could have happened because Beterbiev Bivol's having the rematch. David is doing whatever he needs to do right now, and I don't know why the fuck that fight's not happening. It could be either because
Right.
David's asking for money, or it could be that Canelo is wanting to fight in certain days. We already know he wants to fight in Cinco de Mayo and Independence Day, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. But
Because we have to look
it's
at it like this.
politics.
Benavidez, he's at 170. Exactly. Benavidez is at 175, right? Right now.
Yeah,
Right now, he's
yeah.
waiting for that undisputed title between Bivol and Beterbiev. And in Canelo, he still has his options open. Right now is the
Yeah.
perfect time to try to negotiate something. Even I think Benavidez said one time, and I'll give him credit for that. He wants to do a catch weight. Okay, whatever, catch weight, make it in the middle, whatever. But at least make something happen, So right now
Yeah, no.
they're in plans of negotiation. They can negotiate right now. Why haven't they negotiated right now? Because right now they're trying to find an opponent. Right now, one is waiting, the other one's trying to find somebody.
And the thing about it is, like, if you really notice, like, for instance, I'm a no way guy. I love the no way, but even with a no way, the PBC just doesn't want to play ball. They never want to fucking play ball. That's the thing about the PBC. They don't want to play ball. And I'm not saying is that it's all Benavidez' fault. I'm not saying Canelo is at fault, but normally you get this shit with PBC fighters that there's a fight that happened, and then it somehow falls through, and then it's he said, she said, it's Canelo's fault, as Benavidez' fault, it's this guy's fault. But really, it kind of shows that the biggest issue in boxing right now is a politics, because two fighters might want to fight each other, but their promotions might not want that to happen.
Though the other thing that I wanted to mention here that we're not mentioning is it's a lot easier for Canelo to negotiate a fight with Mbili or Skull or even Jake Paul than it is with David Benavidez, because David Benavidez, although he
PBC.
says although PBC and David Benavidez says he doesn't mind making $1 million, he honestly wants the biggest buck for a
He
fight
does.
that he might lose.
He wants some money, and I think any boxer that says, "Oh, I'll fight for legacy," is like, you might, but let's be honest here. Like, if Canelo was offered, say, $500 million to fight Jake Paul, he would be a fucking idiot not to take that. That's the truth. I think if any guy was offered $500 million to go fight some fucking bum, they'd be an idiot not to take that. And I hate that.
I could see that situation happen like that. I guess it's just a risk. I think Canelo's seen the risk of it. It's like, you know what? If I win, I lose. If I lose, I lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Hunter,
there's more of a risk.
Hunter, the risk of what?
For Crawford. I'm just giving an example.
No, I hear you, but I'm telling you, the Crawford fight's a cash grab. That's not a fight where you really seriously consider that Canelo wouldn't still be the favorite and knock him out. That's still a cash grab. Like, yeah, some people may have convinced themselves a good fight. It's still a cash grab. It's not legitimized simply because Terrence Crawford went undisputed at 47. It's not legitimized because he's never fought at 68 or 60. And so it's not a legitimate fight. It's still one of these monkey ass fights that's fake. It's not a real fight. The only reason Canelo's even looked that way was because they were offering so much money. It's not a real fight.
Yo,
Even Canelo said, you know what, it doesn't make sense. I think he did it in one of the interviews. He's like, you know what, I'm not gaining anything from this, even though if it's going to happen. Like, I don't see myself fighting. I heard what he mentioned that in one of the interviews, so I was going based on what he was saying there. But people could change. Money changes people. Like I said, if it was going to be a fight, it was going to be a fight.
That's the thing I told you. Canelo makes a shit ton of money off of sponsors, off of his regular fights. He doesn't, unless it's a big, and I mean big, stupid paycheck, he's not going to deal with the headache of dealing with a diva like Crawford, because he is a bit of a diva when it comes to negotiating. That's the first stage of the fight, is negotiating.
I just see it as like, look at the amount of disrespect Crawford has been receiving throughout the whole year. The Turkey tried to sabotage his event with Berlanga with that UFC card thing. And it's like, now you got to try to make business with the person that try to kind of like backstab you in a sense. And it's like, you get these disrespectful things like, oh, Madrimov it has more skill than Canelo. These crazy people saying these shit. And it's like, when you put yourself in Crawford's shoes, you're like, do I really want to give this man a payday? Do I really want to please these haters?
Just like the turkey with Canelo, talking all that trash, saying that he pretty much making himself the king, and he hasn't done anything in boxing other than just give money.
You guys gotta
right?
remember, after Canelo left Oscar De La Hoya, he said, "I don't let organizations tell me who to fight, and I don't let promoters tell me who to fight."
All right. Well, I got a special guest in the building today. He's the one, the only Hit Kid's father, Ashy Knuckles.
Oh God, here it comes.
Goddamn daddy's
Here
daddy's
we go
home.
again.
Goddamn.
Ashy Knuckles.
What's
It's a
up? What's
pleasure to
up?
meet you, Ass
What's up?
Knuckles.
What's up, fellas? What's up, fellas? What's up, nut holder? What's going on, man?
What's up, my cocksucker? Hey, so what do you got to say now?
I
Say
got
about
that
what?
repeat
What?
lovers
What
beef.
about?
Yeah,
About the Canelo and
Just let it out. Just let
Jake
it out.
Paul?
just let it out, man. Spill it.
Me personally, I think the negotiations broke down because of y'all boy.
Because of Canelo, right? That's what you think?
Yeah, pretty much. Y'all know Canelo get 80% of everything in his cut. That's why y'all think he the face. He even get money from the concession stands, man. So there's
You
no
didn't hear
telling.
that. You don't know how bad Crawford's negotiation skills are bad, bro. You know what I'm saying? It must have been him.
Listen
Everybody
here,
talks about his negotiation skills are really bad.
how can the B side determine anything? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
So you're saying Canelo's the B side when he's going up to
They can ask
168?
for too much. They can ask for too much.
I doubt if he even asked for too much.
Dude,
I promise you.
Because probably if the negotiations broke, he asked for too much.
I promise you, when the information come out, when the information comes out,
I want to hear.
when the information comes out about what happened, which should be happening sometime either this week or next week, we're gonna find out if it was Crawford or if it was Canelo. It's gonna be something.
Now, actually, let me respond to you. Regardless of why, the only person that could have ducked this fight is who?
Well, I heard you saying there's no way Canelo could be ducking just on the strength that Bud is way down there to 154 or 147, whatever weight class you want to put him in. So I wouldn't consider it a duck from Canelo. I mean, like I said, we don't know what happened as far as the negotiations. Now, if he just be like he didn't want to fight him because, then yeah, maybe I could call it a duck.
It's under no circumstances could it even be a duck.
It's not a duck.
Why is that?
Because
Hold on. Only reason why I could say is that because even though everybody got Canelo winning, you also got to look. If he lose, that should have looked real bad on his.
I don't think he's worried about that. Canelo's fought a lot of
do.
people in his career and didn't care about if he lose. Yeah, I mean, he's already been in the same situation with Jermell Charlo, and if he would have lost against Jermell Charlo, she would have looked real bad. Still took the fight, still won, still was nothing. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to change the narrative of this based on anybody's perspective. The truth of the matter is, it's impossible to duck somebody in another weight class when you didn't ask for the fight.
IBF, but
and hold on. And to your point about negotiations, the whole thing about this is Turkey Al-Sheikh has to meet all of Canelo's financial demands. He's the A side to make this fight happen. So the only person with the ability to fuck this up is Turkey Al-Sheikh and Team Crawford.
Exactly.
Canelo, the only reason I even made it that far was because Canelo allowed it. Canelo could have said, "No, I don't want to fight from the first day. There's nothing to talk about." He went over there. Turkey got on his knees and pleased this man to sit up here, taking a picture with him at the front of the photo shoot and
the ring magazine ceremony.
Everything. So really, it's up to Turkey Al-Sheikh to make this happen. I think when the news come out, a lot of people are going to be surprised. But not only that, Canelo fights twice in a year, not once. So there's always and anything that he's doing in May has nothing to do with September. People have to understand that. But I'm gonna let my brother from another mother, Clavo, get in here. Before Clavo get in here, Antonio had something to say. He said, "Ashy elbows, remember this about Canelo and Crawford and not Benavidez. I know you love to talk about your man, but this has nothing to do with him."
I didn't even bring him up until he did. So obviously he must want to hear me talk about Benavidez. That's why he put it in there. That's why he put it in the super chat.
Oh man, my brother from another mother, Clavo in the building. Clavo. And don't forget, if anybody got him mistaken, I know Clavo personally. The man got them hands. So if somebody ran up on him like in Las Vegas or something, they might get slept.
It might get stupid.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. I mean, I ain't gonna put too much sauce on me, but yeah, bro. I mean,
Hey,
I'll
hey,
get out there.
IB,
I'll get out there with you if I have to, bro. You talking to a dude who done time, bro.
hey, you ain't the only one. You said you the only one who
Oh
sat.
man.
You the only
Oh
one who
Good,
man.
sat behind some
good for
bars.
He just
you.
wants to look at
Nobody asked
the
about you.
bottom.
I'm just replying because somebody talked to me about it. Ain't nobody asked you. But
I know,
regardless,
but I understand. Prison makes you tough now. I understand. I understand.
that's not what the fuck I said. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I said,
Yeah.
but that's the way
Oh
you want to
shit.
interpret it because now, yeah, your legs are shaking probably, but it's all good.
Yeah,
Oh
Ooh,
man.
yeah.
hey,
Yo.
Ashley Knuckles, your
Yo,
legs are
Okay.
shaking, bro.
you guys to understand, Clavo. You was so tough, man. You know I'm scared. You know I'm scared of you, little man.
I'm no,
You
I
worry
know.
about it. I'm
I'm
scared of
actually
you,
no,
little
no, no.
man.
Hold on. I'm actually hoping you're not because if
Look
you
here,
are,
man.
that means
Talk
you ain't gonna
about
fight
sports.
back,
Talk about sports. We ain't got to talk about us, man. Talk about
bro. You
sports.
the one that started this shit, bro.
I
The
Hey,
started
I
what? I
started
ain't
it.
fuck
started
you
nothing.
mean?
Listen,
Oh
I
boy,
started
Man,
it.
here
you
we
this
Listen,
idiot
go.
not started.
fuck it.
I
All
didn't
right,
say
look,
nothing. I
Can
didn't
this
say
be the
nothing.
back to
undercard for
boxing.
May?
Look, back
Your
to
man
boxing.
IBF put a battery in your back just now. I didn't
Well,
do it.
and you had to respond to it, didn't you?
Damn right. When
Yeah,
my
there you
name,
go. Then you started. There you go. You just
whenever my
body bag
name,
yourself, dumbass.
whenever my name is included
Your
into any
name was not.
conversation,
No, he did
I
not
didn't
mention your
mention your
name,
He
name.
bro.
didn't say a
Stop
name.
lying.
He didn't say a
who
name
Stop
was
either.
he?
lying.
He didn't say any
Who else
names.
he was talking about? Who else threatened you about going to Vegas? All
It
right,
You.
doesn't matter. He didn't say any names.
shut the fuck
He
up,
didn't say
dummy.
no. He didn't say no name, dummy.
You retarded,
Calm
man.
down.
Just
Calm your ovaries, bro. Calm
say
your
Well, we're
ovaries.
going back and
just hey
forth
man,
here.
look
All
here,
right,
man.
Clav. All
All
Just
right,
right.
Clav. Let
All
it
right,
go.
look, back to boxing, bro. Look, well, first I want to address Mr. Mirage. I see you in the fucking comment section, bro. Talking about you one of the other biggest David Benavidez fans. Get your ass up here. I know he ain't gonna do it because Ring IQ done bodied you so many times. Told you ass to click the
Woo!
fucking link, and you
Woo.
not doing it.
Clavo,
Can't
you
Mr.
can't body
Mirage
nobody
and
about
fucking
Benavidez, man. Your
bitch, I
man,
done bodied you
Let
so
him
many
your man
talk.
times,
is the
bro.
Let
one.
What
him
the fuck
Your
talk.
you
man,
mean?
your
Here we
Let him
man is
go.
the
talk.
one
Shut the
dancing
fuck
around.
up.
Your
Bro,
man dancing around with signing the
Shut the
fight,
fuck up,
not
dude. Let me
yo,
Benavidez.
talk.
hey, let me ask the panel. Have I not bodied ashy ass cheeks?
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Hell yeah.
There
I
you
Hey,
go.
with
told
or without
Clavo,
condom, bro?
I told you, you always on here talking about a man's ass cheeks. Ain't that
Oh
bad?
my god, dude.
That
Shut
Oh
just
up.
my
don't
Jesus
sound
God.
Christ.
good,
Just let
man.
him talk.
All right. Well, look. Regardless, Mirage, you ain't talking about shit, bro. But look, is this the duck? There's no way. There's too much weight separating the two. So, a welterweight is getting
Yummy.
ducked by a super middleweight who's also fought at light heavyweight. Come on, man. What are we talking about here? If anything, yeah, I'm kind of glad this fight is off because again, the fight really don't make any sense other than financially. So,
Correct. Correct.
and of course, you're
That's what I've
hearing
been
also
saying all
about
this
it.
time.
Yeah,
Yep.
and also you're hearing about Jake Paul. Look, right now, bro, for some reason, everybody's just has no choice but to speculate on Canelo because nobody knows what the fuck is happening. Until we hear Eddie Reynoso or Canelo himself come out with an official date or come out with something solid, we can't be saying anything, bro. Ever since that Jake Paul, like, nah, that can't be, bro. That can't be. So again, we need to wait and find out what's really gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Right now, it's basically just going off of people who just wishing. I think somebody wishes that Canelo can fight Jake Paul either so we can discredit, so they can talk shit about him, shit like that, bro. Same thing with the Bud Crawford, because now you the same idiots that were fucking claiming, oh, Buzz a cherry pick. Now he's ducking them, bro. You can't have it both ways like hermaphrodites, bro. Motherfuckers need to chill the fuck out for real. So regardless, but yeah, man, whoever want to get the flow next, got it.
So IBF, if Canelo don't fight Bud in
What's up
September,
with these ifs,
who
dude?
do, who do you think he fight?
In my opinion,
Yeah.
um, I seen Eddie Reynoso at the Benavidez fight. It would be my hope that he would work something out to where he could fight David in September. That's a fight I want to see. So I'm gonna put my
Yeah.
hope that would happen.
Well, you're gonna be hoping for a long time there, buddy.
No, my god, dude.
You never know with Canelo; he might surprise us.
Let me
Nah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be somebody like M. Billy or fucking one of the Charlo brothers. I mean, the older
No,
Charlo brother or something. It's not gonna be nobody who you would think they have a chance to win. I promise you that.
Well, in
Crawford,
fairness,
Crawford
everybody
is
that
garbage
Canelo
anyway.
fight. In fairness, Ashley, everybody that Canelo fight, I've always heard, oh, they can beat Canelo. He sucks at this. He sucks at that. Hey,
Yeah.
look at his last 10 fights. Oh, McGill might stop Canelo. You don't understand how many
Yep.
times I got that
They even
already.
had they
box
even had
Canelo.
Did you hear it from the fans or did you hear it from like ESPN, the sports writers?
Hold on,
shit.
hold on. What difference does that make? Because when you listen to ESPN and all those people, they're saying
Listen here,
they
man.
all beat
They're saying that
Crawford beat him
Crawford
right
can
now.
beat Canelo.
Let me tell you
They
They're
something
saying
about.
One of
they're
those
picking
anchors.
Crawford to beat Canelo now.
I'm gonna
they
explain to
even
you.
said
Yep.
Canelo.
yeah,
I'm gonna
Charlo
explain
to
to
beat
you the
Canelo.
difference, man. I'm gonna explain to
And
you the
Canelo
difference.
didn't get not once of a credit in that fight. And he was undisputed at 154.
William A. Smith said that Charlie would take on Canelo. He'll take him out.
Hold on, Clavo, let me ask you this. Is it
Yeah.
true that people spread these narratives and say Canelo's going to lose every fight, and a lot of the media right now is picking Terrence Crawford to beat Canelo if that fight should happen?
Bro, Canelo was supposed to lose to Caleb. He was supposed to lose to Billy Joe Saunders.
Boom.
I mean, bro, he was supposed to lose so many fights. Yeah, the Jaime Munguia. Oh, yeah, man, Jaime's too big. Yeah, he's too big.
I
And
also know a lot of fights that he would say he was going to win too.
he only's got 2 losses, so that means majority of the time he's been right. So what the fuck is your point?
The point I was trying to make, y'all overlooked the whole time. I asked a simple question. He was like, he didn't believe that. So I asked him, as far as the ESPN the fans, he said there is no difference. So I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna break it down to you. The difference. The difference is with us fans. The only thing we got invested in this shit is bragging rights. Either you paying for it, or you gonna have the right to talk shit. That's about it. That's the difference. The ESPN, they get paid. They get paid for their opinions. Us, only thing we can do is talk shit and have bragging rights upon each other. But other than that,
and what about all the boxers that get asked about what the fight's going to be, and they're picking Crawford?
It's the opinion. Just like y'all have your opinion when somebody asks
so
y'all,
they have no.
when somebody asks y'all your opinion, do you consider it hate?
They're actually professional fighters. They're actually actually people that do this day in and day out. So they know a lot more than you and I do.
Exactly. So when they give their opinion, the first thing that jump out their mouth, first thing that jump out of the fans' mouth is, "Oh, they hating.
Well, no,
why it just can't be their opinion?"
And let me read you guys a quick update. Hold on, fellas. Let me read you a quick update from Ariel Hawani. He states that Jake Paul versus Canelo Alvarez is definitely being discussed, has been discussed from some time, I'm told. However, the reports that it's a done deal are premature at this time.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah,
I believe that.
Bro, I read something about Eddie Hearn that's even basically.
Yeah, Eddie Hearn
confirming
said it was done, and I didn't believe
But
that.
how would Eddie Hearn know, man? Eddie Hearn and Jake Paul don't even get along.
Yeah,
it's hard to
Eddie Hearn's
trust
suing
the Brit.
him. Eddie Hearn's suing him.
It's not.
It's hard to trust the Brit.
Well, you can trust this Brit.
I'm just fucking with you.
No, I've got a question though, and this is where I'm going with this. I don't like the Canelo Jake fight, but I will watch it because I want to see Canelo kill that motherfucker. I don't mind the Canelo Skull fight. It's getting undisputed again. Okay. Let's say Bivol beats Beterbiev in the rematch. That trilogy probably gets run in September. Do we think I'm trying to see an angle to where we could get a Canelo David fight?
Yes.
The thing is, what do we think of that fight at 175? Considering it's no longer undisputed, do we think David will want that because it's no longer undisputed?
David
is not moving back down.
David said he'd do it at a catch weight at 170 or 171.
Well, hold on. I got a great solution. So Floyd Mayweather said the other year that since Terrence Crawford and Benavidez are both chasing Canelo and both willing to be at 68 for Canelo,
fight each other.
He said they should fight each other, create a mega fight, and then that would be able to give them the payday they want. So we need Terrence Crawford, Benavidez, and Terrence Crawford said he's willing to go to 68. Benavidez said a catch weight. So maybe we can do, 170 or 171. And
but the
then
problem
we can
is,
get Terrence
IGP,
Crawford, Benavidez super fight, and that's the fight that they want. Wouldn't that be great? What do you think
problem
about
is,
that, Ashley Knuckles? Hold on, I want to get Ashley's opinion. What do you think about that fight, Ashley?
Nah, I don't want to see that because me personally, me personally, that's not even a fight. That's not even a fucking fight. Terrence Bud Crawford is too fucking small for David Benavidez.
Oh, now he's small.
Now he's too small. Now he's too small.
Hold on.
Shit, I told y'all.
Hold on. I want to clear this up real quick. Turkey Al-Sheikh has already offered David Benavidez a fight to fight Bud Crawford at 160 pounds. Benavidez says, I can't go below 168.
Yeah, he's too big.
So my whole thing is, why offer Benavidez a fight at 60, but offer Canelo a fight at 68? Does that make any sense?
Hold on, say that again. Say that again. I didn't catch that.
He offered David Benavidez, Turkey Al-Sheikh, on behalf of Terrence Crawford, offered David Benavidez a fight at 160 pounds. David says he can't go below 68. So why offer David Benavidez a fight at 160 pounds, but offer Canelo one at 168?
I don't
Yep.
know. You would have to ask Turkey. Yeah, you asking me like I'm in
No,
Turkey Sheik's office or something. I don't
just
know why
wanted
he
your
would offer
thoughts.
that.
I mean, Clavo, what are your
I
thoughts on
mean,
that?
you the big David
I'm just
Benavidez
asking a
fan, so
question.
I would
Clavo,
think you would
why
know.
do
You
you
know what I'm
think they
saying?
would do
So
that?
yeah.
I'm a David Benavidez fan, not a Turkey Al Sheik fan. So I don't know what goes on in Turkey Al Sheik's mind. I don't even know what goes on in Benavidez's mind. I'm a fan just like y'all a fan of Canelo and
Bro,
whoever
I,
else
I
your
dropped
favorite
off
fighter
that
is.
turkey
I,
deluxe
I would I would
pizza
love
that
that
you
fight,
got
man. I
through
would love to see
Conte.
Benavidez fight Crawford. I would love it, man. That'd be nice.
This is what I want to
Crawford not
know.
gonna fight Benavidez. Let's be honest.
This is what I want to know.
Nah.
Man, he's not
This
gonna
is what
fight
I
him. He
want to
probably
know.
he
Nah,
probably
hell
fight Diego
no.
Pacheco to redeem that Steven Nelson loss. Who
Probably.
knows?
Nah.
This is what I
Yeah,
want to know.
maybe.
If Canelo's fighting Jake Paul, what is the weight going to be at? Because Jake Paul was at 220 something when he
Wherever
fought Tyson.
Canelo's the
That's
ASAP.
the
He'll
question
get
that
it.
I
He
want
gotta
to
lose
ask.
some weight with his fat ass.
Canelo's gonna determine that.
That's why I don't
I
think
think
it's
that'll
happening.
be. I think that fight. That's why I don't think it's happening. I think the
It's
weight. I
not,
Yeah.
don't think
bro.
Jake can get done.
First
To
of
be
all, I
honest.
heard Logan Paul versus Conor McGregor.
I
That was
I
yeah.
just.
mean,
I don't.
Logan
And then
Paul, the lightest Logan Paul been that I
come
look up
on.
was 190. He was 190.
Yeah. I don't think
So
Jake. I don't think Jake can get down to the weight.
I
And I
don't
He
think
don't
he could
think
get.
can,
I don't
Canelo.
bro.
think he could get
Listen,
down to
bro. He can.
168 either. Man,
He
he'll be
can.
No.
killing
He
No. No.
himself.
can.
No. No. I
He
don't think.
can.
No.
He
No.
can.
No.
He can. He can.
Jake Paul could weigh 250 pounds of pure muscle. He's still gonna get knocked out.
Ashy. I think the fight might be mandated for 175. Which, if that's the
Yeah,
case,
it could
that
be.
would
Yeah.
that would
Yeah.
even if that's the fight and not the skull fight. Let's say it is Paul and Fink. If it is at 175, okay, hear me out on this. That would immediately set red alarms going that Canelo's either fighting the winner of Beterbiev Bivol.
Yes.
Let's say he's fighting Beterbiev if he wins, because Canelo would have. I mentioned this on the panel. Canelo would have more of a right away than Benavidez for that title shot first if he gives up the WBO belt. It's the rule.
I don't feel.
Crawford did the same to challenge for the WBO belt at 154. Okay,
I
that's the
believe
rule.
I believe Canelo is gonna knock.
Hold on, fellas. One second. I gotta pay this bill. I gotta get these questions in. Antonio
Oh damn.
Garcia says Ashy Knuckles ain't a fan, he's a groupie.
Oh man.
Damn. Money well spent. Hey, I believe that
You know what?
Canelo's
Hold on,
gonna.
I got a few
I
more.
believe Canelo's gonna knock out.
Let me
Hey,
go.
hold on. Hear me out real
Hold on,
quick.
hold on.
Hear me out. Hear me out real quick. Real quick.
And one baller says, hold on. David Benavidez.
Okay.
If David Benavidez is your Valentine's, this is not for you. I don't know if that's towards Ashy Knuckles or
Oh
not.
man.
And hold on. And G Roman says Clavo versus Ashy Knuckles might be better than Canelo versus Crawford.
Oh shit.
I'll pay for that.
But like I was trying to say, it's funny. It's funny that I'm a fanboy. I'm subscribers and all the people on this panel be on here faithfully capping for Canelo. So what did that make y'all? Do that make you a fanboy? Do it make you a fan? Like what does it make?
Oh, you call
Does
us
it make you a
fanboys.
groupie?
So
Like
what do you
does it
call
make?
what
Canelo-
you've been doing for Benavidez? What do you call that?
The same shit y'all be doing for Canelo. So obviously we all in the same boat. So I'm trying to figure out what makes my fandom
Hold on.
worse than
Let me
y'all.
ask you something. Hold up. Tell me one Hall of Famer that David Benavidez has beaten. One.
Well, I can answer that.
What
I
do
can
that
answer.
got
Let
to
me
do
answer
with
that. Actually,
what do
Yeah,
that have to do with
nothing.
me being a fan and you being a
Well,
fan of
hold on.
Canelo?
Ashley,
About who
Because
he
you're
is.
over here talking trash about Canelo, but Canelo fought everybody. He's the
Thank you.
best fighter
Thank
He
of
you.
fought
our era.
everybody
A
except for David
Mexican is
Canelo. He
the
did.
face of boxing, and that's what you can't stand.
Yo,
A
y'all
That's not
gotta
true.
Mexican is the face of boxing. Let's be real. That's
Hold
what
on.
got you guys upset, man. That's the
What's your
reality of
name,
it.
bro? What's your name?
Ashley,
What's your name?
Ashley,
What's your name?
Ashley, Ashley,
What's your name, bro?
no, let me talk
No,
to
the
you, Ashley,
dude,
real
the
quick.
dude who just asked that question. What's your name, bro?
It
He
doesn't
said, don't
matter.
worry
Just answer
about
the question.
I want to know who I'm talking to. It'd be so many people shouting out at once, so I want to know who I'm talking to. I'm not trying to
No,
be funny. No, no,
I was
I'm
gonna
keeping the
say
conversation.
Ashley.
Hey,
I'm
stop
not
being
trying to be
serious,
funny or
brother.
nothing.
Stop being
It looks
serious.
like it was Al.
I think it was
I
Al.
said it. Yeah, I said it.
Okay, so repeat that again one more time, Al.
God damn.
Name the Hall of Famers that David Benavidez has fought.
Name the Hall of Famers. He's not far enough in his career to have Hall of Famers on his resume.
Hold up. Canelo Alvarez.
Come on, hit kid. Hit kid, please.
Hold up. By the
Let
time
Al get it. I want
Canelo,
to hear Al.
wait,
Go ahead, Al.
hold up. By the time Canelo Alvarez was 25, he was already a Hall of Famer.
There you go. I knew it.
Okay,
You
How
knew
old
it.
David
and why is
Benavidez?
that? And
30?
why is that? Because of
30?
all. Listen, because of
And
all
unify.
of all the greats that he had fought, right?
So, hold on.
Right.
Let me just
Absolutely.
get
Right. When he
let me
was
ask you.
25, it was a lot
Hold
of greats. It was a lot of greats in the in
Who's
boxing, right?
Who's David been fighting, man? Let's be
on.
real. Who's he been fighting,
So hold
bro?
on. I'm gonna answer this
Listen,
question. I'm gonna
he started at 168, right?
No, he
actually hold
didn't.
on.
No, he
Yeah,
didn't.
He
That's
started
where
at
absolutely.
you. That's
cruiser.
where you don't know
He started
shit.
at
He didn't.
175, right?
Hold
175,
on. He started at
168, either or.
cruiserweight.
He started
He
at
started.
cruiserweight.
Okay, he
Dumbass.
started at cruiserweight in the beginning of his career. Who was all in cruiserweight when he was there?
Macabre, I
Bro,
think.
this guy is supposed to be a
Yeah.
David Benavidez fan. He don't even know where the fuck he
I'm
started. What
asking
Hold
kind of
on.
y'all.
shit is that?
I'm asking y'all just like
Let
y'all
me
asking me the
ask you.
questions. I'm asking y'all.
Hold on. Ashley,
He
hold on.
asked me a question, I answered, so I'm asking
Hold on,
y'all a
I'm
question.
gonna let you get it, Ashley. Hold on. I'm gonna let you get it, Ashley. I just got one quick question for Hit Kid because this is really important. Hit Kid's a boxing enthusiast. Hit Kid, when you're 28 years old, is it a reasonable expectation that you can have at least one Hall of Fame name on your
Yes,
resume?
absolutely yes.
Okay.
Let,
Let me
Okay,
just
hold on.
let me just
Can I
let me
finish?
just finish.
Can I
Hold on.
finish now?
can I
Can I
make a
finish?
point? I'll let you finish, but then can I make a point after you? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
you definitely can.
And
No
then
problem.
I'll make a
No
point
problem.
All right,
after.
No
then go
problem.
ahead.
No problem. This is what I want to say. Who y'all said Canelo don't earn the right to fight who he want to fight, right? He's a great,
Yes,
right?
I've said that.
Don't
Yes.
Yeah, he
Okay.
don't
deserves to
say
fight.
who. Don't
All
say
right.
who,
Yep.
because he's gonna try to say
At
ask you
what
guys a
point?
question.
At
He
what
could
point?
fight Conor McGregor and Andre
Oh yeah,
Berto.
you're right. You're
So
right. At what point in Canelo career, and who was the fighter that you said, you know what? After this fight, Canelo earned the right to fight whoever he wanted. Which fighter was it that he
It
beat when
was,
y'all
and
said, you know what?
for me, would you like me to answer or would you like him to answer that?
I'm asking him. You can answer IBPF, but you know I'm
Okay,
asking him.
I'll answer mine
when
and
he won
then he can.
undisputed.
I
That,
was I was agreeing with that. When you
that,
go
I was about to
undisputed, you
say
make
that too. Yes.
history. It's a
Yep.
collection of fights where you unified all the belts, and then
Yes.
he didn't just go undisputed and then say, okay, I'm a cherry pick. He went up in weight and fought Dimitri Bivol.
Did Bud go
So
Agreed.
undisputed?
really, he really let his nuts hang on that.
Did Bud
The
go
first
undisputed?
ever 168 fighter to go undisputed.
Not Andre
Did
Ward.
Bud go undisputed?
Yes.
So why
Yeah,
the fuck it? So why the
But
fuck
it was a
was y'all
weaker
with
crying?
division.
So why the
Nagano,
fuck y'all been crying
Wait,
all
wait,
these
wait,
months?
hold on.
So why the
Whoa.
fuck y'all been crying
Who's
all
wait,
these
wait,
months
hold
and
on.
years about
Hold
who
on,
he
hold on.
fight?
Hold on. I got
Canelo
the
don't
answer
have a
for you.
resume. He could
Wait,
pick and
hold on.
choose
Time
who
out.
he want to fight.
Tell him.
Give us
Out.
with
that.
Who
Nagano.
was? Wait. Hold on.
Speak.
Wait. Can you name me the champions at 140 he beat to become undisputed?
No,
Name me
Thank
them.
you. Thank you.
I
Thank
don't
you.
care. He was under. Y'all
Okay,
said
get the
who the
fuck out of here.
y'all
He
said
doesn't
the
even
criteria
know.
Everybody
was.
back.
Y'all said the
Very bad.
criteria was.
Can
Who
I
Y'all
the
make
said
fuck is
out your own mouth.
Nagano?
Hey,
Y'all
can I
said
make a
out your
Gadu.
point?
own mouth that the criteria was
Victor
once you go
Postal.
undisputed, right? Ain't that what y'all say when you go undisputed? That's
Bro,
when you get it, right?
Hold on. Ashley. Hold on. Don't worry about
Can I make my point? Because I've been waiting to make
Okay,
this
yeah,
point.
yeah. Hit
Okay.
Kid got his point.
it. And then
All
I got
right. So August 17th, 2013 was when David Benavidez debuted. Okay. So he's had a plus 10-year career. Okay. So let's go 10 years bang on. All right.
You say he came
Okay.
out and
So
win? What year?
he debuted in August of 2013. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So in 10 years, and we're gonna cut it off, by the month. In 10 years, his biggest win to that point was Caleb Plant on March 25th of 2023. Okay?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
None of the other names, Anthony Durrell, David Lemieux, Caleb Plant's his best win because Caleb Plant's a former champion. I think we could all agree on that, okay?
yeah.
Can't we?
Bravo.
Canelo Alvarez debuted on the 29th of October 2005,
Okay.
okay?
At what? Hold on. Oh, at what weight class? Because you got to remember, Canelo went through a couple of weight classes. So when you
So
go
did
through a couple of
David.
weight,
So did
hold up.
David.
When you go through a couple of weight classes, you're gonna fight different champions from different weight classes. Am I right or am I wrong?
Agreed, but so did David. David started at light
David
heavyweight
didn't
down
go
to
through as
super
many
middle.
weight classes as Canelo have.
No, but
So?
I'm making a point.
What does
It's
that
not
matter?
even about the weight
What
class.
you mean? What does that matter? It matters
Hey,
if you
dude,
in
let him talk, bro.
168.
Let him talk.
If
Let
you're
me
in
Let Hit talk.
168,
Can I make a point? It's not all about 168 I'm making a point. It's over the Hall of Fame fighters, okay? So Canelo debuted 29th of October 2005, okay? The ladies fight, he just misses out on the Cotto fight because that was in November of 2015, okay? So his 10-year anniversary fight was James Kirkland. Can I list the fighters Canelo had fought before then? Okay. He fought Lara, who he beat. He'd fought Mayweather, who he lost to. Okay.
He popped out.
Jose Quito Lopez. I can name a lot of people
he
before
fought
he fought Mayweather.
he fought Austin Troy, and he beat Shane Mosley, who I dare anyone to tell me Shane Mosley ain't a boxing Hall of Famer.
Yep.
So Canelo had already fought. Let's be real
he
here.
fought a fucking washed up Hall of Famer. What is you talking about?
Big G's still a Hall of Famer. This is the point I'm trying to make.
An old Sugar Shane Mosley is better than anybody on David Benavidez' resume.
Thank you.
The man is this is to the point though. You know, like within 10 years of his career, Canelo had fought, you could say, 3 Hall of Famers. David's still yet to fight one. I rest my case.
Hey, Hickey.
So
wait a minute.
Let me read this quick comment. Let me get to this quick comment, and then I'm gonna let you get it, Clavo. My brother Punch Drunk Boxing says, my brother IBFP, Canelo versus Benavidez is the #1 fight in boxing, and Canelo will slay the monster. But I want Canelo to want the fight. I think it is time. Salute.
I think it's time that you guys need to collaborate. You guys need to collaborate. Hold on. I think it's time you guys need to collaborate.
Who's seen Punch Drunk? Not his last video, but the video before last.
He's gonna hate. He's gonna say some hate right now. Go ahead.
No, I'm not gonna say no hate. I'm actually, if anybody's seen his video, not the last one, but the one before last.
No, what was it, man?
Just
what was it, man?
He was on there drilling the fuck out of Canelo.
So what?
I mean, he's done that multiple times.
If you see it, go watch the video with the energy that he had for Canelo. You'll say this super sticker don't make no fucking sense at all.
Well, hold on. The only thing about this though, Ashley, is people don't have a right to change their mind. Look, maybe he felt that way then and he feels this way now, but really, he just wants the Canelo Benavidez fight. I think everybody on the panel wanted to.
I agree.
Yeah, I think there's nothing wrong with that.
Yo, I got a feeling it's coming,
but
man.
who's been holding that up though? That's the big question. That's the $1 million question. Who's been holding that fight up?
David.
How when your
we
man
could have got the fight.
We could have got that fight.
We could have got the fight a long time ago had this guy never lost his belt.
No, guys. Not only did he lose his belt,
y'all gonna stay dancing with that one.
Sorry,
dancing with that one when y'all just came out your mouth and said your man could fight whoever he wants. So why the fuck he just won't pick him?
I know Ashley spirited shit, but the most obvious, he moved up in weight when he could have stayed at 168 and had the mandatory. We could have had it.
Right. Fuck your man, move up to 175.
He never. David Benavidez never activated his mandatory.
Right?
I think that's the fight that is cooking up. I believe that's the fight that is cooking up. Eddie Reynoso went to that fight. Yeah, he saw David Benavidez getting pieced up, having a whole bunch of pepperonis in his face by David Morrell. He's like, yeah, this dude's food.
Hold up, I know y'all ain't gonna talk about pepperoni face when Munguia had fucking Canelo face all red up like a cherry. Stop fucking playing.
What?
Ginger. He's a ginger.
Gets red.
Who's the ginger?
Whoa. He's ginger now. That's why he gets so.
With
David
freckles.
Benavidez is black. He's not light skinned. He's not
bro, what the fuck is this dude talking about?
What does this have to do with race, bro? What does this have to do with race? Every time it's about race with black folks, man.
Isn't Canelo always red way when he's fighting? Doesn't he always turn red?
Nah, not with
He's always red.
No. I'm not talking about red like his whole skin. He had red patches which come from punches. It wasn't from no fucking just.
It wasn't as compared to David Benavidez after the Morrell fight. I'll tell you that.
Oh, Canelo just had
you blowing this shit out of proportion.
Canelo had a clean face his whole career. My bad, I forgot. He ain't never had no bruises.
Ain't nobody saying that, bro.
He never got a bad
comparison to David's face, bro.
Hey, this is boxing, my friend.
His face got fucked up, bro. That shit hurt your feelings, man. You felt them punches.
Benavidez's face was fucked up, but he walked the dog with that man 9 rounds to 3. Come on, man, do the math.
Come on, man. This is boxing, bro. Actually, be real.
It wasn't even a close fight. My bad, I forgot. Morrell only had.
Impressive, man. David Benavidez.
Hold on, fellas. I got to get 2 comments in. First, Edgar Moreno. He said something that Ashley wishes David was what?
Black.
Oh my god.
He's a race baiter, bro. He's a race baiter.
Yeah. And then we go to Hit Kit. Hit Kit says there's 2 motivations for Canelo wanting this Jake Paul fight. Obviously, money's going to be astronomical. What's the other motivation that Canelo wants for this Jake Paul fight if it happens?
Revenge.
Y'all screaming Jake Paul? Didn't somebody just
I'm asking Hit Kid. What's Hit Kid? What's Canelo's other motivation
revenge
for
Tyson?
Jake Paul? Revenge
Let's
for
Yeah.
Mike Tyson. And I
can I
think
get
most of
Revenge for Mike Tyson. Woo.
You don't
Yeah,
think that
That's a
was
good one.
terrible to see Mike Tyson in the
everybody
ring?
wanted revenge
That's a
for
good
Mike.
one.
yeah, everyone
Exactly.
wanted
There
revenge
you go,
for
because he's
Tyson.
black. That's why he's good.
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
he's black. That's why it's good. But if
Anybody,
it was Roberto Duran, if it was
anybody,
Roberto Duran, it ain't good.
anybody
Guys,
could have. Anybody could have fought him. It didn't take the sitting. It didn't take the sitting super middleweight champion to fight him. That I do know.
guys, I need to ask a question here, and I'm going to just show my phone to the screen. So please tell me you can see my phone, okay?
Go ahead, Big Pippin.
Does anyone see any black eyes or swelling on Canelo's face?
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey,
Clavo, is that a body bag, Clavo?
That's a body bag, bro. Two
that's a body bag. Hey, Hit Kid. Hey,
one
Hit
for his
Kid,
head,
don't.
one for his body, bro.
Hey, Hit Kid, don't show the Edgar Berlanga fight, bro, because he came out clean in that fight.
I rest my case.
Of course, he came out
He
clean.
came out
Bro.
limpio.
Of course, he came out
Limpio.
clean. Of course, he came out clean with
Man,
Belanga. He didn't have
Yo,
Belanga.
man,
Didn't have a chance.
oh, now he came out clean. Oh, man, you
Oh my
Ashley
God.
I
Benavidez,
said
never-
bro.
yo,
I said Mungia. Ain't nobody say nothing about no Berlanga. What is you talking about?
Hey guys, can we all
I
agree?
never seen his.
Hey guys, can we all agree that Ashley Knuckles is a funny man? He's a funny
Yes.
guy,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm a funny man. I'm
He's
a
kind
race
of funny
baiter.
man.
At least he
I'm a
makes us
funny
laugh.
man.
He's a
I'm
real
race
man, yeah.
baiter. I'm all that.
Yo, yeah, that's good. Yeah, he's funny though. He's funny to
I'm
us.
sorry, I had to bring that up because if you look at Canelo's face there's no swelling, there's no black eyes.
You know one thing I learned about this whole panel since I've been coming
There's a bit of red
on here. I'm gonna
Bro,
tell
we
you.
learn more
I'm
about
gonna
you
tell
than
y'all about
anything.
this, and
Hey,
I'm sorry to tell
you're a
y'all.
Canelo hater because
Yeah,
of his
I'm
race.
a Canelo hater, but y'all
Because
bunch
of his
of
race.
fucking all y'all bunch of.
Let's just be honest.
And I learned that.
Let's just be honest, man.
I had to come to the
You
conclusion.
can't stand the Mexican being on top, man. That's the reality of it. You have
Alright,
no problem with when
what
Floyd
answer this
fought
question
Andre
for me.
Berto and fought clowns like Conor McGregor. Come on now. Come on, man.
Least Mayweather dropped Mayweather didn't have no belts when he fought Conor McGregor.
Man, but he was
so
trying
you
to
don't
break
think
that
that makes
Rocky
no difference?
Marciano
Doesn't make it
record.
better?
He was trying to break that Rocky
He
Marciano
didn't have no
record.
belts.
That's
And
garbage truck juice.
And Conor McGregor is a professional UFC fighter. Your
Bro,
man
y'all
is
see the
fighting a
shit that he
fucking
Exactly.
be
You
defending?
should have
Oh,
never
my God.
counted the fight.
Your man is
Rocky
fighting the eye.
Marciano's
Your man,
record should
listen,
have
man.
never been broken to garbage like Conor McGregor. You know that.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that record either. I don't agree with that 50. I don't agree with him getting that 50 record off McGregor anyway. So that's
Then
another
what
thing
the
right
fuck?
there.
Are you defending it? Or are
That's
you
another.
with it? I can't get bro.
I wasn't with it. See, y'all thought I was with it.
I'm
You don't know shit about
You
it. So
was
being
with
that
Andre
You
Berto
just said
though,
he was
right?
at least a
being
fighter.
that you
No,
assume
but you
I've got
was
to my body bag ready.
you was with Andre Berto, right?
Mayweather
To prove
fighting
that, right?
Mayweather fighting Andre Berto was the equivalent to Canelo fighting Munguia. What is you talking about?
You
Guys,
stupid than a bitch.
guys,
What the
What you
fuck?
talking about?
Hold on.
Who's you talking?
This is a
All right,
perfect. This is a
who's the
perfect
sitting
segue.
champion? Who's the sitting champion that Munguia fight? Name the champions that Munguia fight.
Nuke.
Before he fought
Hold on.
Canelo.
One second. Lalo says, "I'm glad Bud gets to survive getting slept."
I agree.
And then Alberto says, "Ashy is always in his feelings and never on facts."
And I want to know this. And I want to know this.
So,
And I want to know this for the guy.
I think Clavo had a response just a moment ago.
Nah, I was gonna because he's over here defending David Benavidez' time frame in boxing. That's why he ain't done enough. But hey, kid, when did you say Bud Crawford started debuted?
No, I didn't look up Bud Crawford. I looked up Benavidez and Canelo.
Yeah, Benavidez was like 2013, I believe.
Benavidez was 2013. His best fight within 10 years was the Caleb Plant win.
Oh, okay.
Canelo
I thought you gave me a debut for Crawford. Okay.
Canelo Alvarez debuted in 2005. By 2015, he had lost to Mayweather. He had beat Trout.
Hold up. So that former champion in 178 don't count. That shit don't count.
It's 178.
I mean 175. That's what I meant to say. 175. So when he fought Gvozdyk, former champion, only lost one time to Beterbiev.
We're doing it within 10 years. We're doing it within 10 years. You missed the point. We're doing it within 10 years. I'm not counting the Gvozdyk fight because that weren't in the 10 year. I'm doing a 10-year window.
Listen, like I said before,
I did specify that from the start. To be fair, did I not, panel?
No, you
I said I was doing it within a 10-year window.
But you acting like the same. You acting like the same fighters is still in the boxing game that was back then when Canelo was fighting them 10 years ago.
Like I said before.
So what is you saying?
Dude, What I'm saying is, I did it within a 10-year window of their careers, who they fought within 10 years, okay, from debut. That's
You
a fair
counting
comparison.
150? You counting 150 to 154? There was more better fighters in them weight classes than 168 at the time. What is you talking about?
The point is, they both had 10 years. You would like to see who they fought, like former champions and all that. Canelo's fought multiple unified champions and fought at least 3
name
boxing
name
Hall
the
of Famers.
150, name the 150 to 154
Bro,
champions,
that
then
shit
name
is
the
simple.
168 champions.
It's just simple, but Benavidez went almost a decade at 168 and didn't do shit, and you still defending the man.
Then what do that
And
mean?
hold on, everybody. Hold on, everybody. We have a special guest.
Hello, Punish Drunk.
Punch Drunk Boxing. Talk to us, my brother.
My long lost brother IBFP and the chat and the panel. That's funny listening, man.
Hey, what's going on, Punch Drunk? What's going on, mi gente?
Chilling, man. Chilling. I was in the buffet just listening, man. I said, man, I'm just laughing.
Hey, much respect for you to get on here, bro.
Hey, Punch Drunk, keep it 100, man. Because I watch your shows. I watch your shows, and I see how you put the 100 down when it comes to how your boy Canelo be moving. Now these clowns on here be talking a whole lot of smack about what David ain't do, who he ain't fight, who this, who that. Only thing I'm saying about the whole situation is when you the A side, you control who you want to fight, which means David Benavidez shouldn't have to jump through no hoops if Canelo really wanted to fight him. Because if Canelo wanted to fight him, he's the man to say right now, look, put David Benavidez in the ring. That's who I want next. And everything will stop. Everything will stop for that fight.
First, I want to see the fight because I believe that's the best fight in boxing. That's the number one fight in boxing.
I agree with him.
And like let me say, like four fights ago, when people was trying to shame Canelo Alvarez, right? At the time, Canelo Alvarez was saying that the only fight that David Benavidez has fought, the only fighter that he fought was Anthony Durrell, which was justified. I still don't think that a guy with the record and the resume and the accomplishments that David Benavidez got, Canelo Alvarez can't be shamed with a David Benavidez, but we could be frustrated as boxing fans. We could want the fight. I want the fight. I could be frustrated as a Canelo Alvarez fan, not to get the fight that I want to see, right? Yeah, in the end of the day, this ain't a Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather. This ain't icon versus icon, pound for pound versus pound for pound. It's a fight that we want to see because it's the right time for us to see the fight. And we know that Canelo Alvarez doesn't got any other opponent outside of the get back with Dimitri Bivol, right? That's the only fight for Canelo Alvarez. And if I want to see Canelo Alvarez still keep fighting, I already seen several fights that I wasn't even up for it, but because I'm a Canelo Alvarez fan as well, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. So I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Not even right. I didn't even want to see that fight, but not everybody else was doing anything special, right? So the Triple G trilogy, a lot of people wanted to see the trilogy. I wasn't even up for that fight, but I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? And then the Charlo, right? The Munguia, the Balanga. So around that time, David Benavidez is racking up the Caleb Plant because he did do what Canelo Alvarez asked him to do. He said, fight more fighters. So David Benavidez fought Caleb Plant. He fought Demis Andre. He went up there and fought Alexandre. And now he fought David Morrell, which at this point, now I could say, like, all right, Canelo Alvarez, you did want him to fight these guys. He went out there and did fight. So now I want to see the fight. And the thing is, I got Canelo Alvarez beating David Benavidez. So I'm not this fan that's trying to hold one of my favorite fighters not to fight the fight. I feel like I think Canelo Alvarez could win by a hair. I still got him as a favorite. So I'm not this fan trying to like, oh, nah, this guy got to do this got to do that. David Benavidez done enough for me, in my opinion, to get the fight with Canelo Alvarez. And I want Canelo Alvarez, you know what I'm saying? Not to really in the interviews, you know, there's certain interviews he be like, well, he disrespected me. He's not gonna get the fight like that. He ain't gonna get the money like that. Like now I feel like now he's putting too much hurdles for David Benavidez to jump, in my opinion. So I want to see the fight. So as a fan, just like I'm going to praise you, I'm also going to hold you accountable. If I'm going to call you the king of boxing, King Nello, a.k.a. Cartelo, a.k.a. Cash Nello, a.k.a. Baby, a.k.a. Yeah, man, I'm going to praise you like that. Remember, as a king, you got a responsibility to be the king, to hold the standard, and things of that nature. Yes, I understand that other fighters haven't even done nothing. 25% of this is significant of what Canelo Alvarez has done. But at this time where we at right now, I would love to see the fight. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't want to see that Crawford and
That's
Canelo
why.
Alvarez.
That's why when everybody asked me what what have David Benavidez done, I was like, well, shit. If Canelo give him the fight and he beat him, he'd be able to say, well, look what I established in my career. I beat the king. I took his crowns. So what's next? But see, he's not going to get that under his resume because there's really, besides Canelo, like who's really out there that anybody could be like, yo, that he beat him, that puts him over, that puts him on top. So that's why I understand why Benavidez is chasing him and calling him a pussy and all that shit to get him in the ring because he want to fight him.
Well, let me ask you guys this. Let me ask Punch this question. What do you think that there's a chance it could happen in September with Reynoso going to the Benavidez fight with all of these speculations? Do you think there's a chance it could happen down the line in September?
I think that Canelo Alvarez is totally a businessman and trying to leverage. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to leverage that type of fight. If you telling Canelo Alvarez this is the biggest fight, this is the number one fight, it's a lucrative fight. Now he's gonna be a businessman and leverage that. Oh, this is the fight. All right, let me get that $150 million because I heard y'all was giving Alexander Usyk $114 million and he never racked up nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that right there. Fans gotta fans. I'll say this. BFP fans gotta choose. Are you gonna go with the moral of the sport of boxing, or you're gonna talk in through the perspective of the business? Because if this the business, then you understand what Canelo Alvarez is doing. If it's the sport that you're looking for, then you're like, damn, fight David Benavidez is the moral. That's the biggest fight. It's a legacy fight. You know what I'm saying? So people got to choose whether you respect Canelo Alvarez, because if you're looking at the business side, we all understand why he's going to be maybe fighting Jake Paul. You know what I'm saying? We understand that. So I think people got to pick and choose whether you're going to respect Canelo Alvarez business side of things, or do you just want to want him to pick his fights in the moral of competition and boxing and things of that nature. But I think that,
and one thing I will add, is I've been wanting to tell you this, Punch, that I know a lot of people on the panel don't even care or don't agree or whatever, but I've been still interested in the Canelo Andre fight if that could still happen. I'd still be interested in that personally.
Oh, I like that.
Wait, Canelo versus who? Canelo versus who?
For Andre.
Demetrius Andre?
Yeah. If Andre can go, look, I don't see no reason why not.
We just saw him go world level first time, and look what happened.
Yeah, I'm about to say, what the fuck,
I'm talking about if he went world level with who? With David Benavidez, right? So that tells you why people more. If you're gonna say that world level, he bummed it out with David Benavidez. Hey, then let's see that David Benavidez and Canelo Alvarez.
What do you mean? What do you mean he bummed it out?
That's the thing, though, Punch. They look at Boo Boo losing. They look at Boo Boo losing to Benavidez as that's a stain on his career. Oh, he lost to David Benavidez. Like David Benavidez is a bum or something.
Nah,
don't nobody
want
to get a man to stop.
I'm not talking about you, Clavo.
The stain is
all his career.
You have your own opinion. I'm talking about the other people. I ain't talking about you.
The stain is all his career, bro. He is known for who he didn't fight. He fought no one.
My only issue is with David Benavidez is like in this age group, he seems very behind compared to other fighters in this age group. For example, Teofimo, Shakur's, the Haney's. He hasn't unified. He hasn't won a Ring Magazine belt. So it's kind of like.
I agree with you, Carlos. I agree with you. The only thing I'll say is I think all of us as fans got to be united on this one thing. We got to kind of demand and push for that fight. I noticed when everybody demanded and pushed for that Terrence Crawford fight, that looked like it was about to be a reality. Maybe still happen. I don't know why we can't get this Benavidez fight. If Turkey's willing to pay for Bud, why not David? I think we all want to see it. I don't know anybody that don't want to see it.
PBC should realize, as the platform, this is the biggest fight they can put on.
Punch, do you think that everybody wants to see it? Do you think PBC would make that fight, Punch?
I think everybody want to see it. I think they did give Canelo Alvarez an offer, right? But there was also other offers on the table for Canelo Alvarez, right? So they had a one fight deal. That's what it is. They had a one fight deal for Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez, but also they had a 3-fight deal on the table as well. Canelo Alvarez took the 3-fight deal, which was more security for him, and I think it was a 3-fight deal with one fight optional. So I think this is his optional year. I think he's gonna pick up the optional with PBC and probably fight Jake Paul on that optional deal. He had the similar type of situation, I think, with Manny Pacquiao, a 3-fight deal with an optional on the 4th, and I think it was a fighter's optional. So I think that's why he's trying. I think that's why he went over there to Ring Magazine, met with Turkey to see what type of numbers he's talking
what
about,
type of money he could bring.
Yeah.
Here's a bit, can I ask you this though, Punish? And I really just want to bring this point up. When it was mandated by the WBC last year in March, okay, that David, I believe this was after the Plant fight, if I remember, okay. Oh, sorry, no, it was after the
Andre
fight in September. Okay,
I think I know where you're gonna go, and I think that to be honest,
within the, do you think that damaged this fight possibly happening? Do you think this fight could have happened sooner if David had stayed at 168?
Man, WBC put Jake Paul as a ranking fighter. Like we can't really as much as we could say like, yo, you didn't activate the rematch. I mean, not the rematch. I'm sorry, you ain't activate the mandatory and stuff like that. Let's be honest, man. WBC is an ambiguity. They don't even know what the hell they doing. They ain't no more franchise, right?
They're as bad as the WBA. I agree.
Know, man. They're all crazy. So, in the end of the day, I do agree. I think, as she said, if Canelo Alvarez does want the fight, he gets any fight that he wants. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion. So it's really up to it's up to Canelo Alvarez and a guy like David Benavidez to accept the fight.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You know what? I'm right now. I'm just mesmerized that you guys are together, bro. Combining, and you know, I'm really happy that this is happening like this, man. Especially for boxing.
Well, that's crazy. That's crazy because when I made that comment, when I said that, everybody said I was crazy. I was hating.
Y'all folks been trying to put Punch Wrong Boxing and IBFP at odds for years. I know.
Yeah, that's funny.
Things I agree with IBFP. There's certain things I don't agree. The same thing, vice versa. But I think that in this community, which I want to see is enemies. You know what I'm saying? Just because we got different of opinion, that doesn't mean that I'm still here. I'm still supporting since day one. I've been supporting IBFP. You know what I'm saying? He ain't like Demise Andre. That's my guy, Demise Andre. How dare you, bro? You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, it's boxing. It's boxing. I think in the end of the day, real boxing fans like myself, like y'all guys in the panel in the chat at IBFP, we do want to see David Benavidez, but we also have a channel, and we also understand the landscape of the YTBC. We understand that there's a community that hate Canelo Alvarez, and then there got to be people like an IBFP, like myself, for the most part, to also, you know, be like, nah, man, y'all haters. Nah, what you talking about? You know, the raised bait, the saying that Canelo Alvarez hasn't done nothing, saying that Canelo Alvarez doesn't fight black skillful fighter. Canelo Alvarez fought every damn skill there is in the corner of this world, man. He fought the Russian style, he fought the Asian style, he fought the Puerto Rican style, he fought the slack black fighter, the slack white fighter, he fought the black UK fighter, he fought the brawler UK fighter, he fought the Puerto Rican, the Cuban, anything, any style, big, tall, strong, veteran, future Hall of Famer, future Mexican, he fought the Chavez with the stilettos, he fought Jaime Munguia, he fought the veteran Puerto Rican, he fought the young hungry lion Edgar Berlanga Puerto Rican, he fought every damn style. And that's why I say you can't shame Canelo Alvarez with a David Benavidez. You will want the fight. I want the fight, but you can't shame him. This ain't Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather. I don't even think that people even got David Benavidez on a pound for pound. So how am I going to shame I'm not going to say a bum, but that's like the equivalent. Man, that's
they don't put him on a pound for pound. They got him at 10.
Why?
Who they going to take out? Nakatani? Who they going to take out?
They took Nakatani.
They took out Junto out, man.
Yeah, right.
You can't do that.
But that's
I mean, look, I'm gonna just speak my piece on this because it's been a trend. I don't know if y'all don't see it, but I really never thought Benavidez wanted that Canelo fight. It's been a trend. We're not gonna sit here and act like, oh, he wants belts, oh, he wants legacy, even though he claims it. But for you to go throughout a whole almost a decade, not collect, you only went for that. Why only go for the WBC belt? Why not go for the other ones? On top of that, didn't take the Beterbiev fight when you were offered made Mando. Also, you didn't jump in the ring when Canelo was pointing, get up here. You didn't activate the Mando whenever you had the opportunity. When it was going to be enforced in March, You didn't do it. Also, at the beginning of the other year, Samson was over there talking about, oh, there is a signed fight deal for Morrell for a month later to David Benavidez. Went in rebuttal that no, I didn't sign shit. And now same thing's going on with the mandatories with Beterbiev and Bivol, and he's not even trying to exercise. He's over here putting A-side politics. So no, everything is pointing in another direction for me because it don't seem that he wants these fights for undisputed at all whatsoever. So I can't sit there and ignore other shit that's been happening before because it's still happening now. He's not trying to fight Beterbiev or Bivol, and he's over there talking about Zurdo. His energy is all over the place, and I know you can see it.
Think about it, Clavo. The only reason why he went through the WBC route is because the WBC was the only sanctioning body that's gonna handle a fuck up like him. Remember, he fucked up. I'm sorry for the language, but you already know, man. He was eating
Talk
too
your
much
shit, Punch. Fuck that shit. Talk
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Yeah,
No, you're allowed to swear.
he was eating too much Butterfingers, and then he was sniffing coke, right? But the WBC was the only after he outweighed, right, and lost his strap. They put him in a mandatory position in the 175. So that was the only sanctioning body that will enable his F up. And that's why, it's like staying faithful with a shorty that's gonna enable all your bullshit. You get locked up and stuff like that. She's the one that's gonna put money in your commissary, grocery, and all that stuff. So you're gonna stay with that chick, even though that she look like a little bummy chick, but she's the one that's gonna stay. So you're gonna use her for a while so they stay comfortable with the WBC, because we all know the IBF was not gonna tolerate that. The WBO was not gonna tolerate that. So the the WBC tolerate ish. So I think that's why he stood in the WBC route. And also Samson Lekowicz is the best friend of Mauricio Suleiman. See, that's a relationship that I'll be like, yo, why you can't get your boy that fight easy? If your best friend is Mauricio Suleiman, Samson Lekowicz was the promoter, why it's been a tough time to get this fight across? It should have been the easiest fight to come through fruition. So I don't know, man.
But I do believe that February 22nd is going to give us the answers that we are looking for.
Now, I just got a question for Punch. What's up with the Teofimo hate, man? I noticed Teofimo asked for the Bud Crawford fight. People shit on him, and honestly, Teofimo's more decorated than Errol Spence.
Oh yeah.
I think that people are beta males nowadays, man. He calling for the fight the way that he's calling for the fight. The same argument for Bud and Canelo is the same argument that Teofimo Lopez had for Bud. I'm a two-time lineal champion. You was a lineal at 135. You was a lineal at 140. I'm a lineal at 140. I was a lineal at 135. You know what I'm saying? I got a bigger win than you in 135 beating Vasily Lomachenko. I got a bigger win than you in 140-pound division beating Josh Taylor. Keith Thurman and Earl Spence got bigger wins than you, has a better resume than you in the welterweight division. Bud Crawford, you good, you great, you got special accomplishments, but you don't got a special resume. You don't got a top-tier Hall of Fame compared to the legend resume. Your resume ain't like Floyd Mayweather, ain't like Canelo, ain't like Oscar De La Hoya, ain't like Leonard, ain't like Roberto Duran. Man, you was a third-tier resume Hall of Fame guy. You got to put more weight on the belt. Hey, yo, let's go. Virgil Ortiz versus Madrimov. Virgil Ortiz going to whoop Madrimov, and Bud Crawford going to be looking at Virgil Ortiz.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that February 22nd is going to tell us the answers of this year. That's what I'm saying.
I think it's going to be the same thing with Kavaliauskas. Virgil beat him in better fashion. He might do the same thing with Madrimov. Yeah, I agree with that.
He going to run. Bud Crawford gonna run, and there's gonna be a bunch of people that's gonna give him the no, but Bud already done this and he already done that. yeah, he done. He had the accomplishment, but that resume, the best one you have is a Earl Spence that was in a second car accident with a retainer surgery, and Gamboa. That's your main win. So at the end of the day, when people calling him out, you know what I'm saying? I respected the T.O. versus Bud more than the Bud versus Canelo.
And he got T.O. and Bud are closer in weight.
I mean,
that fight is a little more manageable.
That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Virgil Ortiz versus Bud Crawford, or
Who do we think? Who do we think Teal's next?
The banana.
Do you think Teal's next fight is going to be this Hitchens fight?
Isn't he starting fight with Hitchens?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Hitchens.
I think they're announcing that on February 22nd. I think that'll get announced on February 22nd. Because that might be one of the headline fights. I think Turkey's trying to run 2 shows in America this year.
What's interesting is that Ryan Garcia and Teofimo is in the Eddie Reynoso team together, and they're in the tournament. So that's interesting, in my opinion.
So Punch, do you think Teofimo, how's he going to vibe with Team Canelo, Team Reynoso? Do you think this is going to change his dynamic, his fighting style? Anything significant we should look for? Or do you think he's just going to come out to be a different monster than what we've seen in the past?
I think that he said he doesn't care. You know what I'm saying? The end of the day is he said Ryan is Ryan. We all know Ryan, and they all know me. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, when we fight. You know, I think that Eddie Reynoso. The question is who Eddie Reynoso going to be in the corner if that does come.
Exactly.
Oh man,
that would be $1 million question.
I mean,
I would think it's going to be Teo
for two people in the same camp to get it on.
I think honestly, it's got to be dad versus dad.
I think his dad.
Man.
I mean, first
Ryan Garcia's dad versus Teofimo's dad.
I think it's still.
Oh, okay.
Early.
I see what you're saying.
I think
That'd be fair.
Early. I think it's still early because first we got to see Teofimo Lopez and Eddie Reynoso in the first fight or second fight. We got to see if they do got chemistry. We don't know they're gonna have a fallout after the first fight.
And it's not going to be an easy fight if the fight's Hitchens. That's a world champion. That's never an easy fight.
I don't know.
I actually don't want to see Ryan Garcia versus Teofimo Lopez. They're a team, just like Keyshawn Davis and freaking Shakur Stevenson are teaming up, and they don't want to fight each other, and they always try to evade each other because they're buddy. Then why don't we apply the same thing with Teofimo Lopez and Ryan Garcia? They're a team too, and let's see what happens there. People are going to be criticizing them, right?
Yeah, but if they're in the tournament, they might have to fight each other.
Yeah, they might have. Yeah, exactly. So who knows what's going to happen from that point?
and here's the thing: whoever wins that fight is probably going to have to fight the WBO mandatory, which gets decided in 2 weeks with Barboza Catterall.
Whoever has the less ego out of Ryan and Teo is the one that's going to stay with Eddie.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this.
Who is that though? Which one is that though?
I would say Teo.
No, man. Both of them boys are
Yeah,
morons.
you know why? You know why? Because I think Teo has gone through. I'm assuming gone through a little more shit. You know, he rose to stardom after he beat Loma, and then all of a sudden all the flashes and lights were on him, and then he had the problem with his wife and all that other shit, and then his dad on breathing down his neck, and then I guess he had like some problems and shit like that. Whereas to the point where he's been through that shit, and now he's been working with Reynoso for a few months, I think he's settling in, as opposed to where Ryan, he's just like a fucking supernova. He's doing crazy shit. He was doing crazy shit before the Haney fight. He's a fucking big time gambler. I think he's more volatile, and I think he thinks he's more untouchable.
I'll give you an exclusive. So when Teo did lose to Camboso. So when fighters lose, a bunch of people do leave, right? You know what I'm saying? But the only guy that actually called them almost every day for, I think it was like 3 weeks or a month and a half, it was Canelo Alvarez. A lot of people.
Oh wow!
So Canelo Alvarez was calling him every day while he was in the hospital for 2 weeks. And they established a friendship there. So I think that Canelo and Teo has a deeper like a friendship that a lot of people don't know. Yeah. Because in his downfall, it was Canelo Alvarez that was actually there for him.
That's an interesting take. I do got one more thing for you, Punch, that I really want to get off my chest. This whole Victor Conte thing. I had some people tell me today that supposedly it's being investigated or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard anything about that or
who the Pablo Escobar of PEDs.
Yeah. It's true. We talked about this, Punch, remember?
Hey, yo, man, that should be the Twitter box. And you know what I hate though, IBFP and everybody is when they be like, but your boy Demetrius Andre is with Victor. Man, I tell Demetrius in his face, I don't like the motherfucker. I even did a story like, yo, with SNAC. Hey, yo, if you beat David Benavidez, you know what they're gonna say. You know what I'm saying? Yo, bro, I keep it real like that. Like, yeah, but guys, Demetrius Andre, I don't want him with Victor. I don't want him with that guy, man. I think he's a snake. Fuck it. I say the truth. And if you don't allow me to say the truth, if you don't allow me to say the truth, then you're not my friend. That's how I see it. But I've been very, very vocal. That's why I say what I say almost every day. And if I wasn't cool with him, what y'all still see me with Andre. He see what I say. I just personally don't feel like he should be in this sport. You know what I'm saying?
And you know,
But
it seems like he has a personal
Memo
relationship
shouldn't be in
with
this
him.
sport. I also feel like Memo shouldn't be in this sport. So now Memo's working with Edgar Berlanga. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this is the battle of this is the battle of who is going to who's going to be more dirty than who's going to be
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
it's the battle of the memo shape.
Can I quickly say something? And I actually think it's a really good point. You know, if Canelo is going to fight Jake Paul, which we've said our piece, hate the fight, would watch it still. If they were going to announce that fight, they'd announce it tomorrow. They'd announce it Sunday during Super Bowl.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Think about it.
I think a lot
Think
of
about
things
the
don't
marketing.
come out.
If
That would make sense.
If that is the fight, it gets announced Sunday. I would be if that's the fight for me, that's announced this Sunday at Super Bowl.
To be honest, that's why I think that that Canelo Alvarez is actually waiting too, because we all know that Canelo Alvarez do want that get back with Dimitri Bivol as well. Why would I sign any deal right now? Let me see what's gonna happen February 22nd. Because if Dimitri Bivol does win, here's another big payday. So let's say this three fight plan that people that they was recording is it could be a Jake Paul, and then it could be a Dave Beterbiev or Dimitri Bivol. Why do I have to?
That's what I said earlier on, Punish Drunk. I said, if Bivol wins that fight, and I did say this earlier on, I said, if Bivol beats Beterbiev, they run the trilogy in September. Canelo fights Jake Paul in May, okay? The fight right there for Canelo is David Benavidez in September, while that fight's going on the other side. Winners stay on, fight each other, starters next year. For Canelo, who'd have I actually have the Canelo Benavidez fight happening at 175 because I don't think David can move down anymore. It'd be Canelo chasing the second undisputed.
But wouldn't it make sense for him to go get that other belt from Skull to be undisputed again?
Man, F those belts, man. Canelo Alvarez is already king. He's above
No,
those
but
belts.
I'm saying to set up undisputed versus undisputed.
Possibly, but everyone recognizes Canelo's the best fighter at 168. Let's just be honest.
Yeah,
it's business, as we're saying, which is why I think. Trust me, if it was that undisputed fight, I'd still think that if I was PBC, I'd be announcing that at Super Bowl. But I think if it's definitely the Jake fight, that's getting announced this Sunday, 100%.
I think we got that already. I don't think that nobody actually overly respected it anyway, right? Think about it. Charlo and Canelo was undisputed versus undisputed. I think that the way that the fans didn't really care too much. I mean, do fans really care too much if it's going to be Bivol and Canelo undisputed versus undisputed? I think more is that Canelo Alvarez getting his get back. Canelo Alvarez still willing to go to 175 and get his get back up there. You know, I think that's good enough.
So you think Bivol gonna beat Beterbiev?
I got Beterbiev, but it was still a close fight. You know, I think depending on what judges see, what type of style.
I mean, I don't see what Bivol can change. You know what I'm saying? Unless he increases his punching power, but because man, he hit Beterbiev quite a few times, but he was barely stunned. I mean, what can he do different in your opinion?
And if Beterbiev wins, would he go up to cruiserweight?
I think move the fight in the middle of the ring in the championship rounds. I think he took a little bit off the gas. I think he was more defensive than offensive, and I think that the judges credit the effective aggression for Beterbiev.
Yeah, I scored the fight for Bivol originally, rewatched it, scored the fight to draw. I just think Beterbiev's learned more off Bivol. Power's a huge difference. That's something Beterbiev. Obviously, we can all say Father Time and all that, but it doesn't seem to affect Beterbiev. I think Beterbiev wins this rematch.
So if he wins the rematch, I mean, he has to move up.
If Beterbiev wins the rematch, he could be the opponent because you could sell the Canelo Beterbiev fight. You could sell Beterbiev David, or if he moves up, give me Beterbiev versus Jai Opetaia, please. Because I have Jai Opetaia destroying Sergio Ramirez.
Well, wait, kid. Because Beterbiev called out Jake Paul before they finalized this rematch with Bivol.
Retirement for Paul.
I don't know if you know that, Punch. So he was calling out Jake Paul, so he obviously is interested in a massive payday. Canelo years ago tried to make that fight with Beterbiev instead of Kovalev, and so now, do you think that would be a massive fight? Canelo versus Beterbiev, the only guy they feel like that could probably hurt and knock out Canelo at 75.
Oof.
I can't. To be honest, bro, I can't imagine nobody knocking out Canelo. So, I think that he does got the best chin in the history. F that Hagler, he got the no pun intended to Hagler, great champion, but he never moved up to test that chin. Canelo Alvarez moved up to test that chin. You know what I'm saying? So
True.
I can't see nobody really knocking out Canelo Alvarez. But the Beterbiev fight, I think it will be stylistically a more comfortable fight for Canelo than a Bivol. It'll be a more of a comfortable fight. Yeah, because
interesting.
I think he got power, but the thing is, let's be real. But Beterbiev, I think he's gotten a pass for people not calling out his vulnerability in the defensive end. He's been dropped a couple of times. He's been vulnerable. He's been losing in the scorecards in several of those fights. It's his power that does escape him with the victory. But let's not get it twisted. Beterbiev is not this defensive whiz that he ain't gonna get hit or could get outboxed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, damn, that'll be an interesting fight though.
And if Beterbiev stops Bivol in this rematch, it'll send a message.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And if Bivol does, see, I'm still to be honest, man, I'm still a guy that
I still think Bivol's a live dog here.
He absolutely can win.
Yeah, me too.
Absolutely.
I think that Canelo Alvarez could beat Bivol in a rematch. Do you think that Canelo Alvarez could beat Bivol in a rematch?
Yeah,
I say yes.
Yeah, me too.
I think
so.
he learned.
Yeah.
I think he learned what his mistake was, and I'm pretty sure they'll work on that.
He was gassed out.
I think so too. I think
And he had a
Canelo
fucked up hand.
Alvarez in a matter of a game plan, and not necessarily that. Oh my God, Bivol is way better. I think it was more game planning. I think he stuck with that. The way he was winning that super middleweight, that run, he went in that with that same game plan, with Bivol, and it just didn't. It wasn't the right game plan. I think Canelo Alvarez does have a better game plan, have a better outing with Bivol in the rematch.
And I agree. The game plan didn't make sense. He loaded up a little too much on power shots.
Yeah, he was trying to hit his arms and everything, bro. But man, Bivol just the size, man. You can see the size difference, bro.
Bivol is a much more difficult fight for Canelo, style wise, if I'm allowed to say it.
Do y'all think Canelo can rock Beterbiev?
It depending what he abandoned. If Canelo Alvarez does abandon the jab, yes, is a tougher fight. But when Canelo Alvarez does establish his jab, then he's different.
My question is,
can I answer that? Can I answer that? I heard I think it was from Clavo. Could Canelo rock Beterbiev? Yes.
Yes.
We've seen Beterbiev dropped by Callum Johnson, which I know Ashley brought up, like with Preach, and all that. But we always see, Beterbiev has a champion's power of recovery, okay? But I would say, I'd be doing on this, I think Canelo hits hard. He was like Anthony Yarde, hard hitting puncher, here from the UK, okay? I'd still say Canelo hits harder than Anthony Yarde. I think that would be the hardest hitting puncher Beterbiev's been in with.
hey, Bivol said that Canelo supposedly hits harder than Beterbiev. It's just Beterbiev has heavier punches. Like he has that one punch knockout power for Canelo, but Beterbiev has like that heavier hands, that like thumping power.
That'd be a dream fight we'd all love to see Beterbiev Canelo. That would be one where you would just be, because you know what you're going to get. You're going to get two guys who don't want to take it backwards. It wouldn't be, I think it'd be more of a 12-round knockout, drag-out brawl than a boxing match. Because you have two guys who don't want to back up, like jab, maybe a bit more of the edge on the technical side to Canelo, but they want to walk you down. You're going to see somebody try to wilt for 12 rounds. And it's on two guys who don't potentially wilt at all.
And my question is,
can I ask that question? Do y'all think that David Benavidez is gaining more fans on the base of his performance, on the base of Canelo Alvarez not fighting him?
Yes.
Yep.
He's getting more fans on the base of Canelo not fighting him than on his performances.
I mean, with ESPN matter to a pound for pound, that's who.
This so craziness with Yeah, this whole craziness with Canelo and Crawford, this whole situation that happened in him for Benavidez trying to go up and get undisputed for 175, it gave Benavidez a little bit more credit. And I was even giving him more credit, saying, you know what, he's going for 175 undisputed. And Canelo supposedly there were supposedly talks of him fighting Crawford. That was like stupid. You know what I mean? So I was giving Benavidez at that point in time, you know, credit. But then when the news came out saying that no deal and all that stuff with Canelo and Crawford, then I'm giving, you know, okay, that's good that Canelo, you know, start thinking, or that didn't fall through, because that wouldn't be good for his resume for sure.
Is I do believe this though, and maybe y'all could disagree. And I do believe the notion now that maybe he doesn't want to fight David Benavidez, because if he does lose more than just what he lost versus Mayweather or Bivol. He does lose the Mexican fan base, and there's a new face of Mexican boxing. Do you think that's an accurate statement or no?
It would be the crowning of a new face of Mexican boxing, but it would hurt Canelo's legacy a bit, but he's still a multiple-time Hall of Famer. First ballot easily.
No, yeah, the legacy stays. But do you think that's in the back
passing
of
of the torch
Alvarez and his team? That if we
Yeah,
lose to David Benavidez,
I don't
we
know.
just lose.
I don't know if it's the passing of the torch, because there's other Mexican boxers out there, but like if that were to happen, then the Benavidez camp would run with that. That would be their narrative. Like, oh, they would try to push that, or like we're the face of boxing. But
well,
then,
you have to think about
okay,
it like this, brother.
So
It's
no,
168
so like
and
they
175.
would,
There's
he
no
would
other
say,
Mexican.
no, okay, but like so, like he said, if that were to happen, I believe that camp would run where like, oh, we're the face of Mexican boxing now, and you know what, that may work for a little bit, but then it would also depend on how he would move within that weight class. Like, would he fight the big dogs at that weight class? Would he fight Beterbiev or Bivol, or would he go up another weight class to fight guys like Surdo or Apataya, or would he fight Caleb Smith again? If he didn't take those fights, then the Mexican people will start questioning. They'll be like, "Wait, what the fuck?"
No,
After that, yeah, after the go ahead.
let me answer this one too. I think that if I look at that situation, I'll say the only reason I'll say no, I think he'll just get a temporary high, kind of like Bivol did. Obviously, he's not
Right.
Mexican. I don't mean it that way, but like he'll get a temporary high where it's like, oh, okay, we like this guy, we support him just because he beat Canelo. But that high is going to wear off, and it's going to come down to, are you actually going in there? Because he's going to have to go in there and fight Beterbiev, Bivol level guys, because the standard for a face of boxing is extremely high. Why aren't you going undisputed? Who are you fighting every fight? The standard's just going to keep getting higher, and that pressure is going to mount and build. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Who are you fighting? Why aren't you fighting this guy? Oh, why is your sales so low? You can't be the face of Mexican boxing if your sales are not high. Like if he does, like with Morrell, like I mean, if he does, I don't know, less than 100,000 buys, that's gonna look crazy.
No, I agree with you. You know, I feel my point is this: like, he will be considered the face of Mexican. You know, like the head if he beats Canelo. But afterwards, I agree with other gentlemen right there, is that he has to prove himself afterwards, and that's going to be tough. It's going to build up. So he's going to get that title in the beginning, like I said, the little fame, but afterwards it's going to be he has to test it. You know what I mean? And that's going to determine on him. You know.
But then y'all agree that he will become the face of Mexican boxing, whether it's short term, whether it's if he beats Canelo Alvarez, will he be the face?
I think it's
Mexican
possible. I think it's possible.
I mean, it's a possibility, man. But I feel like
think
that's
Virgil
kind
got a chance, even though he's Mexican American. I think he got a chance to.
Yeah, Virgil, I would have said more, or even Bam.
Yeah, Bam.
No, I mean they're all American.
Bam's a fucking superstar.
I have a question to the panel, real quick. I know. I just wanted to say this real quick. It's like, this Beterbiev condition. He's 40 years old. Probably he's gonna be 41 this year. I remember in the first fight with Bivol, they delayed the fight because he had like a ACL injury. You don't think Beterbiev is slowing down anytime soon, or he just keeps destroying everybody?
I think his life outside of the ring is allowing him to be, you know what I'm saying, highly disciplined. You know, he's highly religious, eats very, very well. You see him when he's not fighting, he's in incredible shape. He probably like 10 pounds outside of his weight class, you know, walk around weight. So I think that's why he has that type of longevity. You know what I'm saying? I think he's faithful to the game.
Bro, did you see how he was throwing them dumbbells up in the air? Bro, that's the Bro, he's preparing to fight Thanos, bro.
I mean, I, I I think yeah, like they said. I mean, I think that his lifestyle or he's dedicated to the game, like helps him. But then again, his fighting style kind of helps him too. He's not like the lightest guy on his feet. He doesn't he doesn't have Ali shuffle and stuff in him. He is what he is. He's a pressure, step forward, keep coming forward, cut off the ring where you can, and land your big blows and just basically tear people down. So I that his style kind of lends for him to be, in his upper age and still be efficient.
His style is the reason why I do have a Beterbiev beating Benavidez, and I do have a Canelo beating Benavidez. That their style. Their
Yes.
style is they insert themselves and they start their pressure going to the body, going to the hip, slowing you down. By the time it hits the middle rounds or the later rounds, you got your guard down, and now you're getting punched in the head and all that stuff. That's why I still got Alvarez beating David Benavidez, because David Benavidez still to this day squares up every time he throws the right hand, and he stays there. He don't go back to a traditional defensive boxing stance. He boxes you straight up, throws combinations straight up. And I think with Canelo Alvarez, that's not going to work for a 12-round bout. And with a Beterbiev, it's not going to work. Maybe for Bivol, because Bivol may not take that type of risk to stay in there with him for a long time. But also, David Benavidez does get hit. So that's why I still got Canelo on, and a guy like Beterbiev beating Benavidez. And I'll get maybe a Benavidez beating Bivol.
Oh,
I'm not giving not a chat. No, I completely disagree with Punish Drunk on that. I'll be the first to adamant on that, and I've had this energy all the time. Bivol would batter David worse than he battered Canelo. I'm sorry.
If you don't got that punch.
What?
If you don't got that, I'm just saying, if you don't got that punch, you know what I'm saying?
Well, we've not seen any evidence that David does have that punch at 175.
True.
And he's got to be able to catch. He's got to be able to catch Bivol.
Not with that.
Bivol ain't easy to hit. Bivol's not easy to hit.
That's the thing. He's got to catch Bivol. And the other thing is, I think it'd be very similar to the Cerdo Ramirez David, but Cerdo Bivol fight.
I agree to the point. I think that Benavidez.
Cerdo fights a similar style to Benavidez, trying to be on the front foot and all that. And Bivol.
You think that Cerdo is like David Benavidez?
What?
Not right now.
Well, right now I think Cerdo's improved huge, but I think Bivol would cut Benavidez.
I think he would outpoint him. I mean, if Benavidez can't put the pressure on him correctly, can't cut the ring off correctly, like, you know what I'm saying, like set him up. I think Bivol will probably, I'll beat him on points. He ain't gonna be able to knock him out. He ain't got the power for that.
If he can't throw the punches correctly.
David
Benavidez. I agree with Hit Kid. I think Bivol, he knows what David's gonna bring to the table, and he's gonna not sit there and necessarily trade with him unless he feels like he can trade with him, but he's just gonna freaking outbox him.
Yeah, and here's the thing: Bivol fights better on his back foot. He does.
Like I feel in my opinion, like just like Punch said, I think in my opinion, that's what I'm saying. I think that Benavidez has a better chance with Bivol than Beterbiev, in my opinion. Because I mean, like I said, he can move around. I would love to see that they have boxing sparring, and I know sparring is not the same as the legitimate, but at the same time, he knows him a little bit more than Beterbiev. That's for sure.
Agreed. I mean,
Listen, we won't all disagree. We all want these fights. As boxing fans, we want the best fight. It's why we look at some of these boxing cards and we get we're excited for February 22nd. The Beterbiev Bivol rematch. It's got a great undercard. With the Dubois versus Parker world title fight. You've got Shakur killing Kid Austin.
And wait. Well, hold on. I mean, because I gotta. I mean, we can't act like we didn't just see Bivol end Beterbiev's KO streak.
Yeah.
Benavidez doesn't have Beterbiev power, and also Benavidez, he wastes punches. You know what I mean? Beterbiev doesn't. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. I still think Bivol will still outpoint him, bro. I mean, he can take those shots. I mean, if he can take the shots from Beterbiev, not even go to the canvas, go 12 rounds with him for the first time in Beterbiev's life. I mean, I don't see Benavidez really hurting this man.
Okay, let me ask you guys this: which one is a harder fight for Benavidez, Bivol or Beterbiev?
Oh, I go Beterbiev, man. He's gonna let
Beterbiev, yeah,
Beterbiev
Beterbiev.
really good on the inside.
I think he loses to both, but he gets brutally knocked out by Beterbiev.
Now, I want to just tell everybody on the panel, we're going to get ready for the final thoughts and get out of here. But before we do, AC left a comment, and I don't know if Punch can do this, but he says, Punch,
what the hell did you want? What the hell did you want, RBFP? I have Canelo and Crawford secured.
But we need you on more.
I don't understand this. I don't understand this.
But we need you on more.
Bro, you need to do voice impressions, bro.
We need this guy on more.
Canelo Alvarez, I understand. I tried to put a UFC event on your day, and I'm sorry, Canelo Alvarez. Please come back to the negotiation table, my friend. Please come back to the negotiation table.
Nick, I'll be heading off as well with the panel, but I just want to ask you, next Friday, are we going live after the Keyshawn fight next Friday?
Absolutely, absolutely.
I just want to say real quick before I let you guys go again, man. Much love to Punch and IBFP for doing a little collab right now. This shows a lot of, a lot of bright future for the future of boxing, and to go up against the opposition, the fake narratives. You guys are out there in the forefront, and I'm really happy that you guys are, regardless of the differences, but you guys have more similarities than differences. Let's just put it like that,
Absolutely.
So yeah, salute to you guys.
Absolutely. And Punch Drunk is my guy.
Hey, yo, man, everybody in the patio, IBFP, everybody subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, baby. Y'all already know, man, boxing, God first, everything second. Yo, peace out. Everybody in the panel with the chat, y'all already know. Let's go. Get out of here. Energy. We out.
Salute, man.
Salute.
Everyone, have a good night.